Last session, you guys had finally made it to Saore, had an interesting interaction with a Harengon as the introduction to Saore. Kind of meandered through the town, decided that Melvin's Hammock was your destination. Met a new ally after a battle in which Tormund was attacked by, or was set upon by some chainless. And you defeated them handily, and then decided to burn the bodies outside of a building out on the western side of town.
Wittest babysitter.
There were some drugs that were imbibed by Blackstar himself, and some shenanigans went down there with a foot coming through the floors, ceiling, rather. Which is a pretty interesting occurrence. And the barkeep... Well,
technically, for the person upstairs, it was through the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Melvin was pretty pushy on the drug sides of things. I don't know whether or not you guys actually purchased like rooms. I don't think
we did.
We did.
Brazier did while
it was like
me and Blackstar were out.
Like yeah, they purchased 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So we come back, and you guys are currently sitting around the table inside of Melvin's Hammock. Jason said, check out magic shops and see what items or scrolls they have.
Called it.
Shopping.
Exactly. Carl, if you want to check out what we were talking about, well, I was talking about the chainless base earlier. If you go to the world map and click on journal notes, it should be like you should have like a little town icon at the south of the Isles.
Okay.
Yeah. So chainless base location 2. Yeah. And there's one there, one right around Beacon, so like northeast of where we are.
I see it.
And there's one in the Genesis Caldera, so east of the one in the Isles.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get to them someday. Well, we already cleaned out the one at Beacon.
How did you see the bases? I want to see the bases.
It's the journal notes when you're on the world map. On the left side, you have the token controls, measurement controls, journal notes.
Nice.
So then Jason just responded again and said, actually, he'd want to have a conversation with the new guy and Blackstar, but that feels weird to do if I'm not there.
He just sends... you just type out what Blackstar says, he types out his answer, just goes back and forth like that.
We could.
Or they go and have a private conversation, and then Alex can just message Jason and...
No, we need a middleman. We need a middleman to make it as complex as we can.
Oh, and he'd also see if there's any holy folk or whatever to remove that ring from his person. Yeah.
Say that last week too, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there is
a cursed ring?
Yeah. He basically ate a devil fruit from One Piece.
Yeah.
So there are currently 3 patrons in the tavern. There's 2 kind of sitting off to themselves and 1 by themselves. Melvin still stands behind the bar, going about writing some things down and occasionally putting some colored powder up his nose or popping a pill of some kind and just kind of enjoying himself behind the counter. But yeah, it's probably around 5 or 5:30 in the evening now at this point. If you guys wish to have some food, they do come and offer you some dinner. If you'd like, it's fish. Looks like there's some interesting spices that are placed atop it. So that's offered, but you can also have it clean if you wish. It's actually more expensive to have it that way, but it's also...
Yeah, because they don't make as much money with that.
provided it's provided with some potatoes and looks like some green beans.
Right.
I mean, it looked really good.
I mean, that or pull out the berries. We could just eat those
for the rest of your life.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely not going to have diarrhea from that. Definitely not.
Hey, there might be some fiber in there.
Mm,
Go ahead and make a Constitution check.
Could you imagine every time we eat a berry constitution
Oh,
check?
man.
You eat
Oh, wow.
10 after a fight, 10 constitution checks.
or
For every
40 or
five you
52.
eat.
I'm checked to see if you got the poops, man.
Yeah. So, I don't recall exactly what story beat the conversation ended on, but I believe you had some things that you were going to be talking about. So, meals are provided to you if you wish, and they are 1.5 gold each, just for a
For
meal.
the clean
gold.
ones?
The
or
clean one.
1.5.
Does anybody else want to eat? I'm hungry now. I don't know why. I feel like I have the munchies.
Are you thirsty as well, perhaps?
I am very thirsty. I've got like cotton mouth. My teeth are sticking to my gums. This is very strange. I'm paying. Dinner's on me. Who wants food?
Oh, I will
I'll-
definitely take some food.
Yeah, so will I.
Razir, you don't really eat, do you?
Not so much.
Unless
All
it's a meat steak,
The
obviously.
meat stick, right. Xander, would you like to eat? I imagine your tiny, frail frame, you might want to put some meat on it, perhaps. That's 1.5 gold per, it's like what? 36 gold. Got it. Math was never my strong suit. I'm better at collecting than I'm at giving it back out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Don't worry, we'll get it back.
Ales are
Right,
all,
so
every time. Wait, you and I do that literally every time. I was gonna say ales are available. They are 3 silver each.
3 silver.
There are 3 different kinds. The others are more expensive than that. The lowest tier is 3 silver for an ale.
Oh, what's the
pint.
highest?
10 gold.
10 gold?
Oh,
Okay,
wait.
I will buy a round.
Oh wow, of the most expensive.
100%.
Okay. All right.
I like your style, new guy. Let's keep him around. Will you buy more later? I mean, we'll work it out. You don't have to answer right now.
Definitely it has it's basically like a stout essentially, and very, very dark, very heavy, but absolutely delicious and imported directly from an Iron V.
I love when my drinks taste like my meals. This is my favorite. Good stouts, like a steak and potatoes dinners. I could really get into this.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I actually know the family that makes this brew. Pretty solid dwarfs.
What?
I grew up with them.
So, do like all dwarves know each other? Is that what you're saying?
That's
I
so
mean-
racist, Louise. You can't just say that to a dwarf. You ask someone who's not a dwarf, and hopefully they know the answer. You don't ask the dwarf directly.
So you ask someone who's not a dwarf, so you don't seem racist to the dwarf.
Well, Louise,
Correct.
do you know all druids?
No, because I'm not a druid.
I thought you were.
No, I'm a ranger, and I do a bit of more clergyman stuff as well. But I just recently got into that.
Oh, well. Turns out Tormund's just as racist as you, because he's, classist, I suppose. So
Classist.
I guess things balance out a little bit for everyone.
No,
here.
that was actually my mistake. I actually thought you were a druid.
He assumed based on your appearance you were a druid.
What? Just because I'm dirty and I smell, I'm a druid. Is that?
I would,
Well, I mean, they do go hand in hand.
if the
it
smell
does kind of fit the
Did
bill.
just spend like what 5 days on a boat?
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
smell
we
like
all.
lavender.
There's probably a bathhouse around here. We could find one.
I mean, wasn't the guy's foot came through the ceiling, taking a bath?
Oh,
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the waters around here are pretty warm. We could just go take a dip in the bay and go
Yeah.
for a swim. But that's neither here nor there.
All right.
Tormund, you mentioned knowing the family. What you're from an Iron V? You said that. What brings you around, out and about, out from home?
Um, I would say kind of the likes of y'all, just a little bit of business and a little bit of pleasure. Here on kind of a trading mission sent out by my father, and we
A trading
kind
mission.
of deal with a little bit of the trade and weapons and arms. So just kind of maintaining relations.
So
I lean over to Louise. Do you think all dwarves are into trading and caravans?
Yeah, because
Is that a
I was gonna say we just replaced one weapon trading dwarf with another.
Yeah, this is so strange. Am I racist as well now? Is that what's happening?
We're all racist.
Did I just become racist?
You know, it's really funny. A Black Star was not around when Louise said the exact same thing to Thrall that he just said to Tormund about, or do all dwarves know each
I
other?
did say.
And Xander would 100% have said something about that. But you absolutely
This
did
is
say that to
apparently
Thrall.
just a notion that he has.
He's gonna ask every dwarf we see.
There was one dwarf that came to his hometown when he was young that was a weapons trader, and that was it. That imprinted on his
All
brain.
dwarves are weapon traders.
Preconceived notion from childhood.
Yeah. And of course, Xander doesn't have that preconception since he never left the house, so he never met the dwarf.
Yeah, he was at home reading a book about ancient dwarven history and architecture instead. That's what he is. Right, so bit of family business and keeping up connections. Makes sense. You come down this way often, or you go kind of all over, maybe?
This is my first trip into Saore, but most of our business tends to stick around in Iron.
I was gonna say, because dwarves, they're not typically seafaring creatures, are they? Like, very land-based, grounded people.
Creatures.
I don't think
Lots
we're
of
necessarily
assumptions.
creatures. I think
Oh.
we're
I mean,
That's
you
fair.
say that Black Star while your head is literally on fire. Are you much of a seafaring creature yourself?
Well, I have the makes of a pirate. I'm charming and I swashbuckle a bit, but I suppose that's a good point. Water is probably my arch nemesis in life, but
yeah. Doesn't that put your hair out?
it does. But I can bring it back. It's fine. It's not.
Okay.
I can, and I just make my hair go out. I can control it, honestly.
I mean, yeah, because when you threw your sword in the water, it just followed us and made the water boil behind the boat.
Yeah, but I'm not as hot as him. I'm like a low grade heat. Like, you want to warm up next to me. He's like a burning inferno that you should probably avoid because honestly, it's just not safe. So
So he's like a burning inferno that burns whatever he wants. Is that it?
well, I mean, yes, actually, almost exactly right. That's very astute of you, Louise. I guess I should have seen that you literally see everything. Like, I really hate when you're the one who's watching me because
I mean, you do realize we saw you burn like multiple buildings down, and the first trip we took together, you had to burn a tree like every 2 days.
it wasn't me.
Black
You're sorry.
Star.
Oh, hold on one second. Grignac.
He's reading you like an open book. Be more subtle, Black Star.
What language is he speaking?
Primordial.
Primordial.
Primordial. Okay.
But you can only hear me. You can't hear Grignac.
Yeah.
The only one who's able to understand him is Xander, and he doesn't tell us what he says.
Never. He just listens. All right, Grignac. I get you.
Black Star, who are you talking to?
I've got a voice in my head. Honestly, I think it's time. Look, Razir, you told them about your thing, right?
Not quite voluntarily, but y'all
Right.
saw.
Well, I'm better than you, so I'm going to tell them voluntarily. And I produce Grignac again because I had sheathed them. I pop him into my hand. This is a blade
We just
that I
talked
was.
about this, Black Star.
Oh,
This is the opposite of subtle.
don't you want to gain some infamy? Like, don't you want to be renowned?
Just like a fire that burns low and slow, keeps going for a long time. If you give it all your fuel at once, it will be gone sooner.
So he wants to be the mysterious background
But
character
that's
who
up
comes
to
in
you.
to save the day.
That's the most profound thing I think you've ever told me.
No, it's not.
Yeah, probably not, but I don't listen half the time. This is a sword that I have received as a child, and I like to talk to it because it reminds me of my mother. And I'm just, she was murdered by the chainless, and so, I like to stay in touch. You can talk to the dead. Most people can, like they don't hear you because that's insane to think that they do, unless you're magical of some sort. But
I mean, we literally talked to the dead earlier today.
right, we did, but we're better than normal people.
And here's the racism again.
I mean,
I don't know if
You
that's
know.
racist. That's just elitist.
it is, but we are elite.
Classism, as you said earlier. Classism.
That is
Yeah.
classist.
Like,
Classism,
walk out
elitism.
of this tavern, walk into this tavern, and like 8 out of 10 people are Joe Schmo nobodies. We just happen to all be gathered here. We're literally the most interesting people in town right now.
One of the patrons
Probably.
gives you a side eye from like 15 feet away on one of the tables.
I wink at him. Looking at you, handsome.
Shakes his head, turns back to his drink.
He turned back around. But look, but did you see him? Like, he's got like no teeth. Disgusting. But
Okay, so you talk to your sword.
yeah, it's an heirloom. It's a family heirloom, and it makes me feel good. Reminds me of my days in Talnoro, and just the better times when I could just rob people and no one judged me or lectured me on don't rob people, Black Star. Why are you burning corpses, Black Star? Can't you just let them all be without seductively charming them? I mean,
I wonder who he's talking about.
I don't know, Louise. I have no idea. Be a better human being, Black Star. I'm not even human.
I mean,
Anyway.
That's
that's
for sure.
kind of easy to see, but yeah.
Okay, none of you are human. I don't know what all the angry.
Wait, what?
Yes, you
I
are.
don't know what
You
you're
mean
You're
talking
you
about.
human.
literally are.
Razir's not human. He does not count. No one
He
can call him
was
human.
human.
Yeah,
Um,
what?
As humans as it comes.
Became.
Razir, I like when you talk. You say funny things. But anyway, yeah, Dorman, it's a family heirloom. I like to talk to it. Makes me feel good. Don't
Okay.
mind me. I need to practice my primordial anyway because if I don't know many people who speak it. So if I don't use it like a lot, like I'm gonna
I
get
mean,
rusty.
I'm pretty sure if you want to practice, Xander would love to do that with you.
I do speak to him in primordial sometimes.
A bard
definitely
without
useful.
a proper vocabulary. What else is new?
I have an amazing vocabulary, Brignac. Why would you say that?
Not in primordial. You need to brush up.
All right, that is fair. I'm not as eloquent in primordial. I'm so glad I had you, Brignac. Poof, it goes away.
So in Primordial, when like an Earth elemental is speaking Primordial, are they just like banging rocks together?
It's an
Or is it
excellent
just
question.
that they all have really gravelly voices?
Yeah, everyone has a
Oh,
really
that's
great-
yeah.
Well, I mean,
There's a lot of phlegm.
considering their body is made out of rocks, they are knocking rocks together.
Would that mean that when water elementals speak, they just spit everywhere?
I mean,
It just gurgles.
pretty much.
It's
Have
like
you
these
ever seen a
gargling
water
Gurgle.
elemental?
Right. So, getting back to the important bits, Tormund, you said you came to Saore to meet with Matthias, right?
Yes.
And since he was taken by the Chainless, and the Chainless did just attack you in the street, I feel like we should team up, try and go save him, and see where it goes from there. Like, since I assume, like most people, you don't like the chainless, you'd like to join us, because our reason to coming here to Saore is actually either take down one of their bases or uh, how can I say it? Put a stop to whatever it is they're trying to do over here in
As
Saore.
he's starting to talk about this, I am watching for everybody else in the room.
Oh
keeping
yeah,
an eye
we
on them
are
to see
right
if
in
any
the
of them are
middle.
just like listening.
Okay. Yeah. Make a perception or an insight check. Your choice. Either one.
I mean, I have a 25% perception. If someone's watching us, I know.
You're the one
What
talking.
the heck?
Yeah.
16.
As Louise says, take down the chainless base, the one individual who's by themselves, who wasn't necessarily watching, just not in a hurried sense at all, just gets up and goes over to the bar and puts a couple coins on the counter and whispers something, facing away from you guys to Melvin. And Melvin's eyes go wide for a second and kind of darts over towards your table, and the individual turns and walks out the door. Looks like a younger man, kind of shoulder-length blonde hair, scruffy clothing like a dock worker. And actually doesn't look too off from Garrett, funny enough, from that description. I just realized. But is distinctly, you see their faces. They're walking past you to go out the door. But just could be coincidence, but it doesn't look like it is. They leave.
Fellas, I think the fellow that just walked out, he might have been interested in what you were saying there, Lou.
Here we go.
About,
Stop him.
I mean,
Definitely probably
we
not
might
the
wanna-
best spots to be talking about this.
yeah, that and
I think we might want to go
Yeah.
see what he's up to.
All right.
Blackstar gets up and quickly goes outside to see if he's on the streets.
Okay.
Go
I
with
follow.
All right. So you guys all get up and go to the door and head outside. As you step out into the cool evening air, the sun just going down over the horizon and casting this like beautiful scenery out on the town that you hadn't seen when you'd first arrived, although Tormund has already seen this once before. The individual is making a pretty brisk pace down the path, and because you're on such sort of a decline away from Melvin's hammock, but traveling in the direction of the tavern are three individuals, two of which are town guards. One of which looks like have more accoutrement. That's not the word. I can't remember the. Anyways, they look like they're perhaps of a higher stature than than one of the other guards is with them. And the other individual, it looks like they're wearing a captain's outfit for a ship, but instead of being normal browns or greens or blacks or whites or any of those colors, it's all flamboyant purples and yellows and oranges, and has a wide purple hat that's kind of floppy on both sides, so it just looks ridiculous, and a large white feather kind of pointing out of it, and has a really obnoxiously long like goatee and a huge handlebar mustache that kind of curls up to the sides, and walks
Incoming. It's the fuzz.
up. So walking up, we're walking up like not briskly, but kind of past the individual that you're after, and approach, and kind of like block your way from continuing down the path. There's just
How far away is the guy?
from where you are right now. By the time you get up there, he's a little faster, so not even 80 feet from you guys.
Biscuits.
Oh, hello there. You are here to the individuals who took care of the riffraff outside of the tavern, yes? This is the individual with the floppy hat on.
Who's
What
at?
riffraff?
Who's asking?
Oh, who?
Hello.
Says,
At the
who's
same
asking
time.
immediately?
I look at Tormund and I give him an approving nod. Good man.
I am Captain Raoul. You may call me Captain Raoul, or just Raoul, whichever you prefer. But yes, these are my colleagues. This is yep. There's where I need to pull up a little thing here real quick. Give me 2 seconds.
Wow, so unprepared.
So unprepared.
I'm telling you, kids these days.
Ah, yes. This is Captain Admer of the Guard of Saore, and he is here accompanying me, and we are here to ask a few questions. There was... let's just step inside here. We have a few questions we're going to ask you, and we'll see what comes of that. Was reported that you were seen, at least here, during the event, if not afterwards, in the streets on the western side
Well,
of
who
town.
said that?
Let's just step inside the tavern, if you will, and we'll just have a few questions. We'll even buy you a drink if it makes sense.
Should we? Can we stay outside? I'm kind of. I don't want to be in the dark right now. The sun is setting. It's beautiful. I'd like to just be out here for a moment. We won't cause any problems, but I just feel like the open air will help me think more clearly of recent events.
Make a persuasion check.
Not my best stat. That's trash.
Wow.
Oh man, with a +7.
+7, and I no proficiency in that. That's a +7.
Look, it's not going to take very long for us to go inside and just have this conversation. All right, you can come right back out. We'll give you. It'll take 5 or 10 minutes. I promise.
Fine.
Blackstar, let's just go. Get this done
Can't
with.
really refuse, can we?
Not
I mean,
really.
You could if you really want to.
I was about to say we can, it would just cause more problems, and
Exactly.
I don't need the problems. Let's go inside. You pick the tables though, because I'm tired of choosing things. Been on a boat for days, and I just want to sit and rest. You pick the table. I'll follow you.
No, we insist. You please.
This town is.
I just walk inside and I go
follow
find
Tony.
an empty table and
Okay.
sit down.
All right, everybody, guys, all walk in. The three of them walk in behind you, and the third person just looks like one of the regular guards you've seen like on the wall at some point.
What's the bartender's name again?
Melvin.
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 Melvin. I motion for him to come over.
He like stops what he's doing, like pill midway into his mouth, and like puts it down and like jitters a little bit and kind of makes his way around the side of the bar. He's just kind of like shaking a little bit as he comes up. Yes, you're looking for something. What could I do for you?
The good captain over here. He's buying us all around.
Yes. Oh, Raul. Yes, of course. Have a nice seat. You're going to have a great time while you're here. I can assure you of that. Anything in particular you go looking for? And the captain's like, nothing for now. Thank you. Well, must be a pretty important meeting. We're not having anything special, or rather the other way around. This must be the least important thing you'll be doing all day. Okay, I'll be right back. Goes around the back of the bar. As the three of them walk in behind you and kind of point over to a table for you guys for everybody to sit down at. The guard walks over to the last two individuals that are in here and kind of says something to them and kind of motions towards the door and puts a couple coins down on the table, and they get up without finishing what they have or taking anything with them and just walk out the door. The two of more importance come over and sit down at the table, and the third regular guard just kind of stands near the door, and there's a window near the door and kind of is keeping an eye outside. Melvin brings a round of the finest ales, the most expensive ones, around to the table. So let's have a conversation about what happened here today. See, the thing is, we know what you did. That's the thing that I have to talk to you about. This is Raul. You see, the thing is that it's illegal to kill people in the town, but it's more illegal to burn their bodies and not dispose of them. And the thing is I know these were chainless operatives and that you were just kind of dealing with them, and we actually appreciate that. But the thing is, we're taking care of the burned bodies, and we can't have anyone. You see, like, burned bodies smell, and the smell carries for just such a long period, and that's something we had to clean up. Something that we weren't thinking we were going to have to deal with here. We didn't know this was going to happen. Chainless have been in and out of here for the last several months, if not longer, and they've just been kind of minding their own business and carrying on business and other things, and there hasn't really been any attacks, or except for, well, anyways. So instead of arresting you, taking you to the jail, because honestly, it's not that big, and we don't have to worry about dealing with keeping you or giving you a fine or anything, but just ask maybe if you'd be willing to do a favor for the town guard as recompense for having to clean up your mess.
Go on.
We're listening.
Oh, he looks over at Captain Admare, and Admare, who hasn't said anything thus far, just kind of nods and kind of gives you all kind of a quizzical look. And that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Put on some different music here because this is just like blasé.
I mean, you don't slap the food out of the hand until you know what the food is. So
That's a pretty strange way of putting that, but that's anyways. Before I tell you what it is that I'm going to ask you to do, I just have a question. Do you have any dealings with the Chainless? And I don't mean in a nefarious way, and I don't want you to put yourselves out there to be, outing yourself of working with this criminal organization. And of course, you wouldn't do that anyways, and I wouldn't believe you if you told me you did anyways. But what I actually mean is, have you had dealings with them? Have you encountered them? Have you seen what they're doing? Is there any, did you kill them on purpose because you don't like them, or just because they were being stupid?
they attacked us in the streets. We were coming here, and our good friend Tormund, that we were meeting in the city, we had prearranged, was suddenly attacked. I had no idea that there was a reputation of such violence in Saore. I heard it was a beautiful resort town. And so honestly, I'm a little taken aback that our self-defense has caused such a ruckus, but
I don't think it's necessarily our self-defense, Black Star.
it's self-defense.
We should have thrown him into the ocean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's more mad about the fact that we burned the bodies instead of taking the proper steps to get
I
rid
don't
of them.
understand
Yes.
why people aren't more appreciative. Burning things can give to the soil, level and content. You're welcome. I don't understand what problem. Spread their ashes somewhere. Why would you get rid of that? Put it in the farms. Has no one heard of proper, fertilization and things like that?
But did you carry the bodies out to the farm? Did you clean up all the soot off of the white washed cobbled roads that are out there?
Absolutely.
But that's just not true.
Then why would you ask me?
It was a question that would lead you to a different understanding than the one you currently have.
My
Let me stop you
understanding-
right there. That kind of wordplay don't work on him. He's got his
Thank
way
you.
set in his head. You ain't gonna change it without being direct with him.
Thank
So
you.
you're saying I should be direct with him specifically?
Are you about to attack me? Because
Him
I
at
don't
least,
take
yeah.
kindly.
I didn't hear what Razir said.
Him, yeah, for sure.
Oh. What's your name? I'm Raoul. What did you say your name was?
Who you
My name?
Yes.
Or his name?
Black Star. Sorry. The fiery haired one.
Yeah, they've called me that 3 times.
What?
I'm
His name's
Demetrius
Blackstar.
Ravenhair.
Demetrius Ravenhair. And you logged in with the at the dock?
Yes, I did.
So we'll have to check in on that. I didn't see a Demetrius Ravenhair on the list. All right. Demetrius, to be just forward with you about this, I don't mind that you killed a few chainless. We don't have any
Thank
problem. Don't have any problem with that. But really, it comes down to burning the bodies. I don't even care about you burning the bodies, but you burned them in a back alley behind a family's house. We had to clean it up immediately, or else, there's children around. We don't want them seeing that. And you know that when you burn bodies, you don't burn all the bodies. You can't possibly get the heat hot enough to get rid of everything having to do with their bodies. The bones are left behind.
That's
So-
fair.
It's not just fertilizer. It's like you're just taking a skeleton and putting it out in the garden. That doesn't work like that.
Well, you can make glue out of the bones.
Look,
Yes.
I've been very direct with you. You can't
Yes.
do what you did again. And
I hear what you're saying.
and because
I won't do it again.
because you did it the first time, we require recompense.
Yeah, I said okay to that already. I don't know why you're upset.
Have you had dealings with the Chainless?
I just told you no. We've never had dealings previously before today. Now, my burning bodies is a common thing. But before today, honestly, I wasn't even aware that they were chainless when they attacked us.
You burn bodies regularly.
I mean, yes, it's part of my religion.
Don't worry, he doesn't go out, kills
I
people
don't-
just to
I
burn
don't
their
kill
bodies.
people and burn their bodies. What?
He-
That's
He
outrageous.
doesn't burn them till they're dead. For the
No,
most part.
they're already dead when I burn them, and I
Most
don't
part.
kill them. Most of the time, they're
Look,
already dead.
we do a lot of traveling, and as you know, well, being from around here, maybe you don't know, but when you ain't on your own boat, you kind of get beset upon here and there by both monstrous beings and human
Well,
folk of ill intent.
Yes.
The road's a dangerous place, and it ain't an uncommon thing to be running across bandits and whatnot. And
We were attacked
tend
by
to-
people that looked like trees once.
That was a weird one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're...
Oh, and then there was that time all them forest animals followed us around.
Oh,
that was good. Oh, that was before you, actually. That was the rest of us.
No, he was with us.
He was there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We
Yes,
met up with
just
you
that. Yeah.
just then. Right. That was one of the first things we did together. And then, oh man, the other time you've been to River, right? There's the spider folk.
Oh,
out
the
there.
spider people.
Oh, and by the way, about the animals, something they actually told me when I talked to them, which kind of creeped me out at the time, but when I asked
What
them
they
if they
said,
were
not
all,
to talking to the animals.
yeah, when I was talking to the animals, because I can do that, they told us they were fine with us eating them.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that was
so-
a weird one. They
that's
didn't mind.
terrifying.
It's like they understood the circle of life and like
I mean,
how
at
it
that
moves
point,
us all.
at that point, those animals specifically, I don't even know if it was the circle of life.
Good
Right,
Captain
that could've
Ronald.
just been weird.
And well, yeah,
It's
let's
Raoul.
get-
Oh, Raul, I'm sorry. I apologize. My ears don't work well. I've been exposed to a lot of explosions. I want to make recompense. Is that what you said? I feel bad for burning them in an awkward place. That was disrespectful of me. I will in the future burn any bodies in a farm field and dispose of the bones appropriately. But I'm
I want
interested.
stated on the record that I said to not do it right in the middle of town to throw them in the bay or something.
He did say that, but I mean the gods demand fire, so I had to light them where I could. But I want to
I
pay
mean,
you
I
back.
did propose to do a northern funeral, put them on a
Oh.
small ship, fire an arrow at them, make
Where are
them
we gonna get
burn
the
with their
ship at?
boat.
That's a
Yeah,
where's
just a small like
We're gonna steal a boat.
A dinghy.
a dinghy.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could get
I'm not a
just
shipbuilder.
A couple logs and tie them together for a body. That'd be
Sounds like
good.
a lot of work. I
Okay,
just
yeah.
set them on
We
fire.
just
in the
tie a
town
rock
square.
and drop them into the bay.
Anyhow,
They're
you
gone.
have
Anyway,
an
that's
idea
not
for
what's
help,
important
for
right
some
now.
help?
Yes, you need help.
Yeah, what do you want us to do?
So the Captain Admire has just like taken off his helmet. He's got just beautiful golden blonde hair that kind of falls past his shoulders. He's an elf. Of
Oh my, you're
middle-aged
handsome.
elf and just very, very handsome features, like rock solid jaw and everything.
Can
He's
you
just
put your helmet back on and then take it off slowly and then whip your hair as you're
Get
doing it?
off slowly.
literally just is looking right at Razir this entire time.
I think he
Yeah.
likes.
Fan
For
was
his
there.
ear.
I mean, who wouldn't?
You said that there's dangers in the water, and I just haven't experienced that myself. In fact, I would prefer that you don't spread rumors about the waters being dangerous, whether around Saore or otherwise. You see, we'd like to run a business here.
I never said the waters were dangerous.
You said that there were things you could encounter as far as
He
monsters.
said the wilds. The wilds.
Yeah,
You said-
when you're not on your own boat and you're on the land, then you run into monsters and
Yeah,
such.
he said the wilds.
On your own boat, you're fine. It was smooth sailing.
All right. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, as it were.
That's very presumptuous, Captain Adam.
Yeah, to be fair,
It's Admir.
Oh,
our-
I'm sorry.
trip on the boat was the safest travel we've had in a long while.
It was really nice, actually.
As
Was
you
it?
may have guessed by our tales we were telling of all the nonsense we
Land-based
ran into on the
creatures.
road.
Yeah.
There is quite a bit of nonsense here. That's
Oh,
for
and
sure.
then there was that time in the woods and the giants. That was before Hothead here.
You've met giants?
They were not quite giants. They were big and more like ogres, kind of.
This is a giant
Oh.
dwarf. I don't know if anyone's noticed that.
Oh yeah, this fella here. He's a big one for his kind.
He's a normal-sized person.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you need us to do? Do you need us to go kill something, find something? I mean,
Do you need us to kill something that has something you want us to find?
exactly.
All right. Well, as Raoul was saying, yes, the recompense that we require is this establishment that we currently sit in, as run and owned by Melvin, is the two of us. It's our favorite establishment to come in and enjoy ourselves, as it were. And so, a couple of years ago, it fell victim to something, and it was it has made Melvin's life quite a bit more difficult in running the establishment, and conversely, things cost more money because it cost him more to upkeep the place. I prefer he fill you in on the details, but and he calls Melvin over to the table. Melvin, just would you relay what happened to you and what needs to happen? Well, yeah, it was a couple of years ago. There was this sea witch who came in off the swamps and the jungles out in the far west and the southwest and all that, and she came into town and do a bit of trading and a bit of this and that, and I saw something she had that I liked, and I decided it was going to be mine after all that was said and done. So
I
I
love that attitude.
I just decided it was too shiny not to be in my possession, so I decided to go and take it for myself, and then it was. She came looking for it, and she knew somehow, just as a sea witch does, that I was the one who took it from her, and, it wasn't where I put it last, and, you see, I have a bit of a rival in the owner of the Blue Wave, and I believe he took it from me, so it's like a double stealing, you know what I mean? And so I believe he has this special thing in his possession. It's just like this little brass ring that has this little engravings on it that says something in a language I don't know, but it allowed me to fly here and there when I wanted to get around. And anyways, see, the way that I see it is, what I didn't say is when I couldn't give it back to her, instead of just putting me out on the ground right there and, burning my body, she decided that she was going to put the curse on my establishment here. And so nothing of any kind of great heat source can be put. My entire kitchen is on the outside, on the left side of the building, towards the back a little bit, but I can't cook in the house. I can't heat up the hot water. When someone wants a bath, I have to go outside and I have to put everything together and then bring it back inside. I got to haul in the buckets. I lost quite a few pounds carrying things around. Like when I go cook your meals, I'm cooking them outside and bringing them in. I can't do any kind of heat in here. So when you did the whole thing, when you lit up your hands and the floor started to melt, or the ceiling rather, the foot came through, things turned from wood to wax in this place.
Oh, so that's why. Right.
Right.
So you want us to go steal back what you stole from the sea witch?
Well, I think it's you kind of have the opportunity to make a decision for yourself. You could go and steal this thing back, or you could go take care of the sea witch. That's up to you.
Oh, so it's one
Well,
or
what
the
if we
other.
do both?
Because if the sea witch is dead, then the curse is gone. As far as I know, as far as the research, I tried to consult with all kinds of people, and nobody could help me out. But people are too expensive to hire. Although I will say, you do this for me. And it looks over at the other two, because he wasn't actually part of the original conversation about why he was called over here to explain everything. You do this for me, and Raoul tries to hold up his hand to stop him from talking. I'll give you my whole life savings right here, right now. And by that I mean after you're done with the whole mission thing.
Or we could do half up front.
Oh, no.
You know where the sea hag lives?
And the sea, I assume.
I live in a swamp nearby.
That was so good. Oh well, that no.
No.
No, that,
How dare you
wait,
suggest
no.
such a thing?
Oh, that was good. Right. So it's either deal with the source of the curse or go get the item back so you can make your own amends.
Or both.
I mean, it would be really convenient for me if I didn't have to deal with her anymore. She's not coming around and, poking their fingers where they don't belong.
Listen,
And
she still comes around from time to time.
yeah, she doesn't come around here.
Or just in Saore as a whole.
She's around, I think she has some kind of proxy set up on the side over there. I don't remember the name of the place. They're selling it's like a tent that pops up every once in a while, and she has some things. Yep. That's me looking at my notes real quick here. Sometimes it's set up. It's got all kinds of names, but her favorite one, I think, that she likes to put on the outside is the brass monkey.
Yeah.
That funky monkey.
Okay.
Set up from time to time. But she doesn't actually set up there. I don't know if she hires someone. I don't know if it's her daughter that works at the tent. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think that's her reason for coming into town. She makes things, brass monkey, strange name, strange things.
And who has this ring?
Guy from the Blue Whale, he said.
The blue wave.
That's what I said.
It's less of a whale and more of a wave.
All right, so
What is higher end?
Is that?
It's the blue, larger building, kind of in the center of Saore.
Higher
The
end.
one that says higher end.
Why does it say higher end?
No
yeah,
say.
it does.
Did you forget to label it? That's just the first.
This one over
words
here,
of
right?
the note.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, why does it do that? Wait, do the other ones?
No,
No,
all
most
the
of
other
the all
ones
the
the
other ones have
have
the only
names.
Yeah.
Why did it do that? Well,
And are there any,
Oh, hey, it's Blue Wave.
Captain, are there any stipulations to this? Anything we can't do?
well, it isn't. You're talking. Which captain are you talking to? The captain, the guard
The
captain.
ostentatious one.
Oh, okay.
Captain Ronald.
It's Raul.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You really should go and get your ears checked.
I don't know if we can trust these guys.
You'll have your
Can't
ring
even.
back by the
It's
end of tomorrow.
Raul. What we'll have our ring back by tomorrow.
Yes, you'll have your ring back by tomorrow. The curse will be lifted. But is there anything that we're not allowed to do?
Don't kill other people and burn their bodies in the back streets of Saore, or in the front
All
streets,
right,
What
so-
if?
He had.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what if
on
we
the
do
or on the dock, or in the middle streets, or on the wall, or immediately outside of the wall, or within 800 feet of the wall.
Are you saying don't kill other people and then burn them? Or don't kill people and burn them?
Try not to kill people.
Okay.
That should be,
understood.
general rule of thumb. Is that really who we're dealing with here? Kind of looks over at Admir.
No. We just want clarification. We don't know the rules of every town we go to. One town had spider people. I don't know. They probably like the people juices. I'm not going to ask them, how they want bodies burned.
Obviously, we're not going to kill anybody that doesn't deserve being killed or isn't attacking us.
We will kill the sea hag, though.
But yeah, if we have to kill the sea hag, we have to kill the sea hag.
About that, Zender, since I know you're more well versed in arcane knowledge, would you actually know if killing the sea hag would take care of the curse? Because I feel like hearing like fairy tales when we were younger was always like, oh no, you can't kill the person who put the curse on you because it's just gonna get stronger if you do that.
Oh, is that true?
I mean,
Tends
that's
to add grudge power to those kind of things.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm taking that information from fairy tales. It might not
Ooh.
be the best.
I've got it. Let's steal the ring, give it back to the sea hag so she can uncurse it, kill her, and then bring the ring back to Melvin. If she gets the
I'm
ring
pretty
back,
sure
she'll probably
the
uncurse
curse
it.
isn't tied to the ring. He said it was tied to the building.
Curse is just on the building.
Yeah, but
But it's
once we
'cause he
give her
stole
the
the ring.
ring,
Yeah.
she'll lift the
Right.
curse.
She'll lift the curse.
Exactly.
But at the same
Then-
time, we don't really need to kill a sea hag.
I mean, but I'm
Right.
pretty
If she's
sure sea
setting up
hag.
shop in town, she might be on the up and
Yeah.
up and tad her
But
things
imagine-
took.
If she's setting up shop in town, that means she has things that she's made that she can sell. We can just have the things without buying them if we take them from her after
Yeah, but-
eliminating.
But I mean, Captain
But you tend to
Richard,
do
I
that
don't remember
without having to kill people
Rahul.
anyway.
Sorry, Captain Rahul did say we shouldn't fight people in the city. Well, kill
Well,
people in the
you
city.
try
But
not to kill people, right? That's the
yeah,
goal.
but is the hag considered a person?
That's true.
That is a fair point.
She's brought a good, fair deal of money into this town
right.
throughout the
Yeah,
years.
so
Don't
I'm
kill-
assuming you'd rather we not kill her.
Okay.
You know,
I think
Avoid killing.
the group's getting a bit overzealous here. I think the simplest thing is just going to be to get that ring back.
100%.
Got it. Take the ring back, give it back to the sea hag, and have the curse lifted. No
Alright,
murder
so-
whatsoever.
Me and Blackstar go. I make a sneaky. Blackstar lockpicks his way in, takes the ring, we leave.
It could be as simple as that. We'll should have no problem finding that ring if it's in
Or we
that
could
building.
wager
Oh,
the
yeah.
ring.
Well,
Can
we've
you-
got some resources on hand that should make this go relatively well.
Can you describe
Might
the
not
ring to me?
Get to it this evening, but
Melvin described the ring. I already did describe the ring. I told you it's like this brass color. It's got some writing on it. It looks like the writing looks like it's in some kind of like a, I don't know, like it's got icicles on it or something, and like you could hurt your hand if you were running it over it. But it's like an optical illusion, if you know what that is. Anyways, and then
Is there any setting of any kind?
setting?
Yeah, like a stone or anything.
No, it's just a ring.
I minor illusion of a simple brass ring with. I just make up the lettering that looks kind of like an illusion, like
Yeah.
this almost.
It's like that, but it's a little smaller. Fit on my finger, obviously.
Got it.
Yeah, kind of similar to
And-
that.
Talking about rings, my brother over here put on a ring without knowing it was cursed, and now he has a hard time swinging because of
Oh,
it. And
I
I was
bet-
wondering, would there be a place in town where a holy person or whatever could remove that curse?
I bet the sea hag could do it.
I mean,
Yeah, but do we
perhaps
really
the-
want to make a deal with a sea hag?
well, here's the thing, gentlemen. If we don't tell the sea hag why we're bringing the ring back at first,
can make a
might
deal
be able
with
to
her
get
about
a
that.
favor out of her. We'll play that by ear, but if that avenue does not pan out, y'all got I'm assuming y'all have a church or something here, or a temple, and some priests who have some ability to do some purification magic.
We do actually. Man, I just want to let you guys know. I recently switched over. I transferred all of my notes over from a Word document into Foundry's note organization system, and I'm just so not accustomed to it. It's actually way easier to use than using just a regular Word document because everything's like tabbed and labeled, and I set everything up perfectly fine, and I just can't find anything that I'm looking for. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
Couldn't you just do Control F
Can I
for
do
the
that?
find function?
On a Word document, yeah, but not in the tab system, probably.
Doesn't recognize the text as text.
That's
As... Oh, I'm wrong.
Yep. As
Hey,
you always
there it
are,
is.
Tim.
There it is.
Always
that.
wrong and always late.
Yes, there's the Silence Sanctum. Father Brewberry, he's there. He's been there for quite some time now, and has quite the reputation for helping those who are in need. I don't know that his powers are quite as significant as what you're looking for to help you out with this ring situation. Sounds like you have a curse of your own to deal with, honestly.
Bit minor, but being around the water and all, a bit
Isn't
inconvenient.
Zender able to breathe underwater with the ring? So he's just...
Yeah,
So it's more of an inconvenience than anything else. You shouldn't die from.
And
Well, he's got to
Yeah.
eat.
it good to know that you got a place here, and we can see what they.
I mean, I
can
could
do
just
about it.
drop berries for him.
So Melvin pipes up again. I went over to this Father Brewberry and whatever it is that he does, and I talked to him about my tavern, and he wasn't able to produce any results after I offered to give him my life savings to kind of fix the building. So I'm not sure if he can't fix a building. Maybe he could fix a ring, but I doubt it. He's more of like the ghosts and everything, like he's got the big cemetery up there, and he believes that everybody who dies in Saore goes there, and he takes care of them, and he's the great. It doesn't matter. You'll find out. When you go
Don't they
there.
literally go there when they die? Like they're buried at the cemetery?
Well, their bodies go there. You know what I mean. It's not like actually people coming up out of the ground and munching on others. And
I've heard some of the people get burned on the streets here.
I don't know anything about that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure what your friend Father at the church isn't that far off, because we did see one of our friends get brought back to life after dying.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's actually just before you joined the guy we had before you.
Oh. So he left after he came back to life. It must have been a harrowing experience.
He had a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he didn't feel too good about being part of the group who was a bit, let's say, morally gray.
Are we still morally gray, or are we darker
We are
now?
getting darker and darker every day.
I love it. I
There-
love it.
There is a loud sound coming from way off, like echoing out over the water, out in the bay.
Blackstar, what you burned this time?
Nothing this time. I've been here the
Like
whole
you're
time.
in the tavern. How could you set up a fire alarm?
You can't prove
It's,
anything.
it does actually sound like a large horn that someone's blowing through, and also a loud ding 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 bell. And the guard and Raoul and Admir kind of stand up and kind of try to look out the window, but there isn't a window that's actually facing the direction they need to look to see what's going on. So we'll leave you to it then, and we were thinking of maybe Raoul could go on this adventure with you, just to kind of keep tabs and make sure everything was going all right. Would you be okay with that, or would you prefer
You're not
to
gonna
kind
mess
of work
with
on your
our-
own?
You're not going to mess with our karma or our feng shui, are you?
I don't mess with karma or whatever the other thing was you said. I just I like adventures, to be truthful and honest with you. And he starts to talk, and Admir just grabs onto his shoulder and pulls him towards the door. The guard opens it, and they both walk out to try and go and see what's going on in the bay.
Bye.
I was just about to ask him, on a scale of 1 to 20, how good would you say you are?
How good would you say you are?
How well can you handle yourself
How
on an
powerful
adventure and in
do you
combat?
think
Are
you
you
are?
on a scale of 1 to 20?
Yeah. He doesn't look like he's that well versed in combat or anything else for that
He's
matter.
a 2.
Yeah, or maybe.
Generous
too.
too.
Yeah, generous too. As he turns around and you finally see the back of him, the captain's coat he's wearing, there's literally embroidered on the back of his cloak. It says Captain Raoul's Boat Tours.
Amazing.
Wow. I mean,
Anyways,
at least you should know the city well. At least.
Very ostentatious.
they start walking, down the pathway. They leave the door open, and then you
Can
see
we go
them
look at that too?
actually
Yeah, I feel like we should.
break into a sprint and start running down the the pathway.
Well, that's interesting enough to get me out of my seat.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, let's go.
Get
You want
up,
to
to
see
go
what's
out
outside?
and look.
Okay.
Maybe we can find that guy again.
If we make a
Um,
name for ourselves, we can get some. We can get some more cash. I need to amass a large sum.
Are you sure you want to make a name for yourself?
I mean, yes, I'm very sure.
Famous,
'Cause
infamous.
I'm pretty sure
I
you're
think he's
already
good with
famous
either.
enough as you are.
That's a fair
Also,
point.
I want y'all to consider the fact that Melvin's been willing to give up his life savings. Don't expect that life savings to either be much or be. There's a possibility it might all be them pills he has.
I was going to say it's
keep that
probably
in mind.
drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does seem like he has a problem.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
at the
Also,
same
if
time,
we
you
do get the drugs, we get rid of them. We burn them, please,
don't
Black
put them
Star.
in
Sell
Black
them.
Star's hand.
But no, we don't do that, Black Star.
If we took them to another town, they'd be a hot commodity. Supply and demand, Louise.
But after we sold all of them, there wouldn't be supply anymore, and
We
everybody would go
could
into withdrawal.
Actually, getting our hands on some of them might not be too bad of an idea to have on hand.
especially to
Or
give to other people.
get our hands on any chainless prisoners or something.
Ooh.
Or the like.
That's right.
Might be useful in that regard.
I bet if we found the water supply of the chainless base to the south, we could even put enough into the water supply and make it much easier on ourselves.
Yeah, but where's
That's
the
an
fun
idea.
in that?
One other point to note is that young fella got away from us. So
I
we
forgot
need
about
to be wary of perhaps.
But I mean,
chainless
he
coming at us
spoke
in
with
town.
the owner of the building before leaving.
Oh yeah, we'll talk to
Right.
Melvin before we.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah,
to
so-
Melvin when we get back.
Something
But
to
why
keep in
don't we
mind.
do that right now so we know
Well,
why?
we've been walking. We've been walking
Well,
this whole
these
time.
the guards
Oh, I
just
thought we were
spurted
still
outside.
in the town.
No, we followed them out.
As we're
and
getting
were
up and
going.
walking out,
Okay.
saying this stuff.
So you walk out the doors, and you can see most of the bay. You walk like maybe 20, 30 feet to your right, and there's like a cliff that just drops off into the water. That's maybe 60, 70 feet down to the water. So it gives you a good kind of overview of everything. And there is a ship that is pulling into the bay that has announced its presence, and it is roughly 8 times the size of the ship that you arrived on. And instead of having
my.
sails, it does have 3 masts, but there are no sails that are currently affixed to it. It looks like the very back of the ship has been retrofit with a massive wheel that is currently turning and causing it to move forward. And on the underside of this, through the cracks in the wood itself, in various places, you can see a very faint blue glow coming from on the inside, just on the other side of the ship. There are dozens and dozens of individuals that are atop this ship and are guiding it inwards. On the back, near where the wheel is, there is the ability for them to at the helm. There's a large, like, curved, almost looks like a goat's horn. Although from this distance you probably can't make out that much detail. So there's a lot of individuals that are piloting this and kind of helping it be brought in. In fact, it is so big that it does not fit into the biggest of the docks that are here to house. It's bigger than it might even be bigger than eight times the size of the ship. It might be 10 or 12 times the size of the ship that you arrived on. But there are a lot of individuals here. Like both captains, Captain Raoul and Captain Admire, are running in the direction of the docks where they're heading towards, and they are pulling into the same area where you guys originally docked. That's what they're running towards. It is the ship itself is mostly a dark gray, black coloration to it with highlights of yellow. You can't make out the name of the ship from where you are.
Oh, they're just coming into port, I guess. That's kind of boring.
Does it look like the ship
question.
that Jericho had been on?
Not at all. This is way bigger than that ship.
Oh shoot! No name that we can make out.
Not from here.
Any emblems or designs or anything?
I don't think there are any emblems. Let me look something up 2 seconds here, real quick. I guess technically, because of reasons, unbeknownst to you, there is actually a massive Z on the side of the ship that would be visible from quite a distance. And it is painted in yellow. It's in common, and it's looks very well painted and very easily distinguishable against the very dark hull of the ship.
Any people nearby?
Nearby you, or nearby where
Yeah,
the ship?
nearby
No,
us.
no, there's nobody around where you are right now. Melvin's inside the tavern, but that's it. It looks like a rather large crowd is starting to gather as the ship begins to pull into the dock and be moored up against one of the docks, and a set of stairs comes folding out to kind of let it.
People seem alarmed or excited, or
They seem excited, from what you can tell.
Hey, hothead.
yes.
How do you when you perform your craft? Does it help to have a big old distraction taking the attention of most of the people around?
Oh, are we gonna go rob someone?
I mean, now might be a good time to take a look around the
Blue wave.
Blue Wave.
If I ever say no to heists, kill me. That's not me. That's a pod person.
All right, so are you guys
So
gonna
the
stay
Blue Wave?
here and me and Black Star do that, or are we all going to do that?
Let's
I
all go.
think
We
I
need to
should
look
go
out.
along. Right.
I say
think
we
Oh
all
yeah,
go.
I should
plus
go along at
your
least.
magic eyes. Yeah.
Right. I should be able to hopefully pinpoint it.
Oh,
Alright.
good. Oh, you guys are good. It's
Then I'll
nice to
just-
have a team again. I forgot what this was like.
I'll stay down below in the actual tavern and keep an eye out.
And
Ooh.
just
We'll go take a look at the place. Figure out what we're gonna do.
All right.
Okay, absolutely. Can we do heist on 3 and Black Star kind of puts his hand out?
How about
on,
we
Ed.
don't do that and draw more attention to us?
That
Well-
would have been something to do in a private room, I think. Less
Can
so
we do
out
it
here on the
after the
streets
heist?
where. Sure.
Once
We
we're
pull this off,
out
we'll
of
do
ear
that.
and eyesight, yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. We used to do it after heists in the spiked gloves, and so I just really let's make something for ourselves. That
We
we can
all
really,
know how great that turned out for you.
I mean, it was great, and then it
I
wasn't.
did say turned out.
All right. I mean, that was mostly on me though, and the chainless who murdered my mother, which is atrocious. So absolutely abhorrent, really. He just start walking towards the blue wave.
okay.
Does anybody know where this place is?
You said the building
He said
with
it
a
was
giant
big
blue
blue
roof.
building in the middle
Well,
of the city.
technically, you as the characters wouldn't. Well, you walked through town. You probably saw it on your way. Just kind of saw the sign up on top of the building there. So,
And I'm pretty sure the Harangon mentioned it as well.
well, he mentioned that there were 3 taverns and named them and said that the Blue Wave was a more high end one. But yeah, we'll just say approximately where it is. So you head in that direction. The one thing you notice.
Torben, you've been here a couple days. You know where this place is?
Sure.
I've walked past it,
Good
but I have
enough.
not been inside of it.
Oh,
Oh, you've already cased it for us.
Unknowingly, yeah.
How's the security there?
I mean, it's a higher end tavern. They've got at least one bouncer, but I walked past it during the day. It wasn't busy.
Okay.
So,
All right. Oh, question. Before we go further, Louise, did you end up? You got the half plate, right? Or
Yeah, it's in the hole right now, but it's broken. We
that's
need
right.
to have it repaired.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay. I couldn't remember.
The main thing that you notice as you're walking down is it's not the entire town or everyone from every sales tent and shop that have rushed down. It is like maybe a third of everybody that's here, but it is a
That's
noticeable
still a lot.
amount from the elevation that you have here. And they're not like crowding the ship and like trying to get onto it like there's some celebrity showing up or something. They're just kind of like gathered at
Showed
the
up to see
edges.
what's going on.
Yeah, they're excited. This giant ship that's got this weird wheel on the back of it with the horns and bells and stuff going on. They want to see what's going on. You do eventually, pass by the various other shops that are here, and there are a couple of carts and horses that are parked outside that are, house a good number of crates that look like they've been opened and the contents of them have been removed and hauled inside, like as though somebody was dropping off like a delivery of goods to the tavern itself. There is a guard that's standing outside, not a Saorian guard, but looks like they're wearing leather armor that's been dyed blue. And so it's just a really, I don't want to say it's a poor job, but it almost looks like camo because some of the brown is still kind of like showing through in spots and it just doesn't look very good. But they're trying to give an appearance of being, together with themselves. So, just a basic like hat kind of turned to the side, a little ball on top of the leather hat that they're wearing. It looks very pompous and very silly looking. It's a younger gentleman who's got like a booklet and he's taking notes down with an ink and quill, has like a little setup and he's taking stock of what's happening. There are two an older man and a younger gentleman that are kind of hauling things inside. The door is open. It's a double door situation that leads into this main foyer area, and there are a bunch of people that are kind of standing on the inside. It looks like they're all having a conversation. There is a front like check-in, not a pedestal, a
Podium.
there you go, podium. Thank you. That's kind of like situated facing the doorway so that a person can receive people and have them come in and take their name and everything. So there's a bit of a crowd on the inside. None of you have been in here, so you don't know what the layout is exactly, but the building is 3 stories tall. It's one of the only 3-story tall buildings in the entirety of Saore.
Great Googa Mooga.
And there, from the doorway, you're in the center of the building, and there are 5 windows on the left and 5 windows on the right-hand side. That it's probably a 60 or 70 foot long building, and it's probably 40 or 50 feet the other way. It's pretty big and 3 stories tall. So it's not a perfect rectangle. The back, the 3rd floor is only about half of the actual building, and there's a roof that comes down in the back, so that top floor is about half the size of the whole building. But lots of windows. You can see that there's like some light coming from some of the interiors that are here. Several chimney stacks, and are you going to go around and case the whole place on the outside, or you just
Yeah.
I don't. I just walk in.
Okay, so you walk in.
As he's walking in, Tormund, get a lay of the inside. I'll be in shortly.
I'll get a room.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Then I look at Louise and Razier, Xander. All right, one of you stay here. Keep an eye out on the front. The other circle one way. I'll circle the other way, and we'll see what this place is about.
So why doesn't Xander stay here? Send Java with us. If he sees something weird, shifts over to Java, like bites at us, something like that, to tell us
excellent.
something's happening.
You are a natural heist man. I love it. All right, real quick. Heist on 3.
No.
You're standing out in the middle.
And I'm gonna walk into the building as well.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
Razier, I need you to case. All right, Louise, you go one way, I'll go the other. Razier and Tormund are inside. Xander, use your fox thing and give Louise. No, me. Wait, which one of us? Hold on. Let me think.
What
Blackstar
you
has
want him to do?
zero
This is gonna go
self-awareness. Zero.
Because he doesn't have any spell slots left. That's what you're.
No. I don't have message. Do you have message, Louise?
No.
All right. If anything happens, we'll meet back up here up front, and then
Wait,
we'll
I
get
just
out.
realized since I can speak to animals, I could just no, because I need no. I don't need to concentrate, so I could just be talking to Java the whole time.
That's a
Java
good idea.
is a fae
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
It's not an animal.
creature,
I
not an
did talk
animal.
to a unicorn, which is also a fae.
That's true, you did. That's very interesting.
But it has his horn
Hmm.
shaved off, so it reverted
So
him
it
to his
turns
natural.
out all this time that never should have worked,
Yeah,
and this whole subplot should never have happened.
yeah. But then again, I did also
Hmm.
speak to crows who were sent by the god of death, and animals that was sent by my god as well. So
Yeah. Well, here we are.
Here we are. You know.
The entire reason you guys are here shouldn't have happened. Anyways, I guess you could technically, because I just broke all the rules, and yeah. Anyways, okay. So Tormund and Razir are going inside. Louise is going around the back.
Yeah, one
yeah,
way.
and- yeah,
I'm gonna
and
go the
I'll
other way.
cast Pass Without a Trace. So I do get the juicy
yourself?
plus 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on myself right now, and once I meet up with the others, I'm also gonna affect them.
Because it's for an hour and it's 30 feet.
Concentration. Yeah, 30 feet from me, everyone I want within
Gotcha.
30 feet.
And we'll say that. Are we going to actually have Xander with you guys, or
No, he's staying up front.
No, he's staying out front.
He's standing
He's
out
staying
front.
there.
Yeah.
He's staying there. They're going around to see the building. It's
gotcha?
not just one person.
Yeah,
walking around.
actually, yeah, I'll hold off on casting Pass Without a Trace until when we actually go in. Yeah.
Okay. So you just kind of start walking around the sides of the building. There's nothing. It doesn't feel weird, although there is that sense of like, oh, we're going to go stake this place out, so let's try to look inconspicuous kind of feeling. But if there isn't like, people aren't like looking at you like, why are you walking around the back of that building? Like there's kind of like alleyways on either side that abut two other large buildings that are flanking the Blue Wave. So it's not that weird that you're walking around the sides. But we will come back to you guys and Xander standing outside. Tormund and Razir, you guys walk in through the front door, past the guard. The guard pays no attention to you whatsoever, very, very concentrating on what he's doing. You take one step in the door, and immediately the sound just like ringing in your ears of conversation of what sounds like 30, 40, 50 people. They're not all immediately around you, but there are doors immediately to your left and right that lead into giant dining halls that are just not filled with people, but probably about half capacity, and this place could probably sit, I don't know, 200, 300 people that are here. So there's a lot of
third of
conversation.
Saore is here.
I mean, Gerald Hermeyer said that there were a lot more arrivals recently than he had heard of or seen previously. So, however, immediately in front of you, there is a small line at the check-in podium, as are two individuals. It almost looks like when you go to a restaurant and there's, the person who's like putting parties together and setting things up, and then there's waitresses or waiters that are like grabbing menus and seating people. That's basically what's happening here, except for it's not just people being seated for dinner, which it is dinner time at this point as you guys are arriving, but are also requesting rooms, and there's people that are running back and forth and bringing room keys, and you can see behind the podium there's a desk set up against the wall, and there's like this huge, very well organized plaque of some kind that has different hooks on it. And anyways, there's also a staircase you can see behind the podium that seems to lead upwards, kind of like this hallway type scenario. But you're like fifth in line of a group of 10 people. Looks like 5 groups of 2 that are
Okay.
So you're just standing in line at this point.
When
Unless
we
you-
walked in, people are just sitting down, eating and drinking, nothing else.
well, there's lots of waiters and waitresses that are like kind of kind of
Yeah,
milling
cutting in
around.
and
There's
out.
people that are cutting in and out, but there's nobody.
Okay.
There's a few people that seem to be trying to look out some of the windows, like some of the tables that are seated near the windows that face the bay, kind of like taking a peek out, and there's some conversation that's going on about what's going on in the bay, but there's too much ambient conversation to know what they're talking about exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy going on.
Yeah, I'll just stay in line. Wait till I get to the podium.
Okay. So,
Magic guys.
magic eyes.
Detect magic. Going.
Yeah, detect magic. Okay.
Yeah, because you need to be specific which magic eye you
Yeah.
activate.
Which magic guys?
One of the individuals directly in front of you, on their left hip, there is something that is magical. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. What did I just say? 4. So for the fourth set in front of you, so the next to the. Anyways, the person on the right hand side has a necklace that is magical as well. And for your 30 feet, the door that you came in through is magical. There is looks like as though there is a glyph set into the wall. If you turn around and kind of look upwards, the door that you came through is a glyph kind of set into the stonework that's above the door. For where you are right now, that's all you get with your 30 feet.
Okay.
Oh, so you guys are waiting in line. That's going to take a few minutes. Or maybe not that long, but at least 2 minutes. So you guys walk around the left and right hand side. Louise, you're on the left or the right?
I guess I'd go left. We go right.
Okay. Heading around, there's a couple of crates that are stacked up. There is a side entrance. The door is open, and it looks like leads into a back storeroom, and through which you can see like a kitchen set up. The door is next to one of the chimneys, so there is at least like 2 feet of space where a person could be up against and hide from the bay side of the docks that are there, right, and be like up against there looking inside the door. There is a single person, looks like a young girl, probably not older than like 12 or 13 years old, who has like a broom and is like sweeping up some broken pottery clay that's on the floor, kind of sweat coming down, and doesn't seem to notice that you're there. Do you continue on around to the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Around the backhand side, there are a number of carts that are also lined up, but these are for traveling. They look like they're smaller, and so do the ponies that are hooked up to them. Look like they're just for kind of like riding around town, like not to be super obtrusive, and giant like workhorses are just for show, and they all have like various, not ribbons, but cloth kind of tied around them to like pretty them up, and some of them have flowers in their manes and everything. These are people's like personal carriers that bring them around town when they want to not have to walk around the town. There are 2 individuals who are stationed outside to keep watch over the ponies, and there is a singular back entrance, and then next to the back entrance on the left hand side, which is the side that Black Star's coming around, there is a hatch that looks like it's a double Bilko door that opens up to go down to a basement. Black Star coming around the right hand side, there is less to describe. It's a flat wall with windows. There's some looks like a recently cleared spot that maybe there was somebody threw up on the ground on the road, and somebody came along and cleaned it up, so it looks like a freshly cleaned spot. That's the most interesting thing that you see, and you come around the back hand side. There aren't any hobos. There aren't any really too much of interest on this side.
Interesting. Interesting.
Do I talk too much? Is that why?
No. I'm just trying to think of. I'm heist braining right now.
Make a both of you and make a perception check for Xander as well.
Present. So one for me
All
and
three
one
of
for
you.
Xander.
Yep.
Hooray! Terrible.
Alright. Middle for me. Let me just go to Zender's
Have the
character
2 on the
sheet.
inside make a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Zender
Disadvantage.
perception.
Only because
19 for Zender.
There we go.
you're not
19.
at a disadvantage, but you just wouldn't necessarily be paying attention to this specifically.
I think he might have. Doesn't matter, just because 1 point different. But I think he rolled with advantage instead of
Oh,
I
disadvantage.
did. I just took the lowest
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 19. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So even Louise with the 21 was the highest. All right. I will say that. Where is Black Star got a 10? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what you see as you come around the back of the building.
So there's only the puke, nothing a whole lot. Anything through the windows as I'm walking by? Can I see inside the building, or is it something like
You can. So
cellar area, or is it like the actual building?
So where you're the first couple of windows that you pass by on the left look into the dining area, and as you get a little bit further, one of the windows, most of the windows around the back and on the back side of the building, they look like there's curtains that are pulled closed, and the windows themselves look like they're locked. So you can look into the dining area.
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay.
I'm walking by, just
looking in.
you see just eyes,
Yeah.
just
Yeah. With your perception roll of 10, looks like a bunch of people dining inside of a dining hall, and it's actually
looks good.
it's lavish. It looks very comfortable. There isn't anywhere around the Blue Wave that doesn't smell like freshly made bread or really delicious fish and other like pastries and just really good food and just hanging in the air.
Okay.
So you catch eyes with Louise around the back. You guys just like
Anything interesting on your side, Louise?
A few ponies. There was a place where a garden might be. Sorry. Honestly, haven't done this before, so I'm kind of don't know what I'm actually looking for.
Ponies, you say?
Yeah, but there were people watching over them,
but
and pretty sure Buttercup wasn't there. That's what you're.
aren't you both on the back where the ponies are, where the
Oh.
two guards are?
There. Oh,
That's
I
where you
thought-
guys met up.
All right, yeah.
At the back. They're on the back of the building.
Interesting.
So yeah,
That could be
ponies.
useful. That could be useful. Okay. All right. Let's go see what else. See if we can't. Seems like a restaurant. I don't know if this is a tavern per se. I saw through a window people eating. So we need to find out who has the ring. And then I got some ideas for distractions and, heisting things. So
You guys head back around the front.
y'all.
Meet up with Xander. Okay. Going back to the inside, Tormund and Razir, you eventually make your way up to the front. There is a man, looks like a kind of mid-20s, still has a similar handlebar mustache to what Raoul had, but is black and a very short little pointy goatee and super oiled, slicked back hair, and looks like they're wearing a suit of some kind, just very fancy garb, and has like a booklet in front of them with a little quill. As you step up, there's nobody behind you. We're full. No rooms. And, I don't think we have any seating either. Can I help you? Or rather...
Apparently not.
Can I look around and see the two rooms and see if he's lying?
As far as like for seating for dinner, there's plenty of tables that are available. Yeah, you don't even. There's no perception check needed. There's plenty of tables that are available. He's very obviously telling you no, essentially. He just like does a look up and down and has a look of ugh.
Could that be classes?
What do you mean you're full? Are you blind? I see tables right here and tables right here.
Oh, I am most certainly not blind, but in this particular instance, we are full. I am full from my dinner, which I already had, and if you are not full from a dinner you didn't have, that's not my problem. Unless, of course, you're prepared to spend... Close a couple pages. 100 gold.
100 gold for what? What does that get me?
You may come in and sit down. We'll have just the right table for just you and your little friend. I mean, yes, you and your little friend.
So I'm going to pay you to sit down.
Yeah, that's how this works.
No, I pay for food and for ale and for service. I don't pay for a seat.
Ha. I see. Closes the book, puts it inside of his vest pocket. And he kind of claps his fingers together and makes a very, very light snapping sound that's barely audible at all, but it's just violently moving his fingers. This is not making any noise. And there are two other guards from around the other sides of the door that come around in through the doors. They are shorter than you. One of them is a little round. They're not they're there as bouncers, but they are there for show, and they both walk around, and you see that the guy who's a little bit more heavy set has a breadstick that he just quickly puts away into his pocket and kind of wipes the crumbs out from his face.
So we are at Olive Garden.
Well, doesn't even look at you guys. What seems to be the problem? Wide eyes looks at both of you and looks over at the person who's got the black slick back hair. What seems to be the problem? This riffraff, or I apologize. Where are my manners? These gentlemen do not wish to pay to sit, as is our custom, as you know. So, if you would kindly escort them out elsewhere, perhaps give them a swift push in the right direction, and we'll all be happier for it.
No one's gonna push me.
Did we see the people in front of us be paying as well? Or is
No.
He
didn't. Yeah.
Oh, well, if this is your custom, you're messing up at your job pretty badly. None of the folks in front of us before were paying. You missed all of them.
We have a discreet means of transaction. You see, there's this small, and, well, I hesitate to show you, but makes the motion of pulling something out from underneath the podium and puts his hand instead on the podium. Just this little box, and I don't really need to explain myself to you, if I'm being really honest, and I think my kindness has come to an end, so if you would, if you're not...
Kindness? You haven't been kind this whole time.
That's your opinion, friend. I think that we're beyond words now, and I think you just need to find your own way in the world and not here in this tavern.
You're right. We do need to find our own way in this world.
I'm
We're
gonna
going to go
step
sit
up.
down over here.
I'm gonna step up close to him, real close. I'm gonna pull God dang it, what's his name? Played Bane, Tom Hardy. I'm gonna walk up to him, look down at him at his chest, and then look him up in the eyes. I think you need to be a bit more careful with who you try and judge, friend.
Make an intimidation check.
Thank you.
You can have advantage for Tormund's help.
You.
Ooh, there you go.
25.
Nice. It's kind of pulls the collar a little bit and looks at you. Doesn't blink or avert his eyes or anything, but just looks at you. But you can see sweat beginning to form on the brow, kind of trickling down a little bit. Pulls the collar again. Kind of looks around you to where the guards are. Eyes furrow, and Tormund, the guards immediately ran around as soon as Razir stepped up. ran out of sight. They're no longer in this foyer area. I guess we can make an exception. Please take your seat wherever you wish, and we'll have someone come out and serve you. Refuses to make eye contact with you anymore, and I won't even take your name at all. Just the seats are on the house, but the food and the drinks are not.
Of course
I wouldn't
not.
expect it any other way.
You have a good rest of your evening there, friend.
Just kind of like
And I'm going to pull out a gold and put it on the podium.
A gold.
A single gold.
just kind of like looks left and right, and like just slowly plucks it, puts it in the coat pocket, turns around, puffs out his chest. He's kind of has a I don't want to call it a rat face, but like just has this really like long nose and just really slimy individual. Just puffs up his chest and turns around. Doesn't even respond. So you guys have your choice of going left or right. At this point, the others have converged back in front of the building, but where are you guys going? The Torment and Razir.
So there's this just entryway, and then there's just 2 dining rooms.
From what you can
There's
see,
not like a central eating area or anything. Okay.
there's no central eating area. It's not a traditional tavern. It's more like two dining halls that would be like in a hotel.
Right.
And then there's the central staircase that anyone has access to, or at least, you have to walk past the front desk to get to the stairs that go upwards. There are also doors that you can see that are in this dining hall. That there's like the dining halls take up about the front half of the building, and the back half might be offices or other living quarters. But there are a couple of doors in the dining hall that lead to a back portion.
Are there any labels on the doors at all that we could see? Like it says manager's office or anything like that?
Broom closet.
So, I mean, so the 2 of the closest doors, actually that's backwards. The furthest doors away do have signs above that say employees only. And then the doors that are closest are like just washroom. So there's 2. So 2 in each dining hall. So one's a washroom, one says employees only. That's about all you got in here.
All right.
So center, foyer, dining halls, doors. That's what you got.
Did I notice coming up? No, that we wouldn't notice that. Can I hear, or can I tell at all? Notice any wait staff, like bring food in and out from one side or the other, so I could kind of guess which side the kitchen's on.
Yes, there are a good number that are traversing from the left-hand side employees only door, and that's where all of them are coming from, and they're having to go all the way across, like through the foyer and out to the other dining hall to serve those people. Those there's probably, I mean, holy crap, that's a lot. There's probably like a total of like 30. It's like, I mean, you'd have to sit there and count. You'd have to sit there and like, is this all the same person? They're going pretty quickly.
I'm just
moving around.
Yeah, just watching for 1 or 2 that look like they're going in and out of the kitchen area to bring food, so know where the kitchen is. I want to go to the other side.
Oh,
go to the other.
The employees only other. Oh, the other. Okay, so that's the right hand side from where you entered in. So head to the right. Okay. So
can we sit by properly? I assume this is probably more so a black tie kind of establishment now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, everybody's
okay, so there's
dressed
not really
up nicely.
like a rowdy group or anything.
No. Everyone is very nicely sitting down, prim and proper, eating their food. I mean, there's a couple of people that are, there's like one individual who's by a window and has like a crowd of like 5 people around him. He's like this big, really, really big guy. It kind of looks a little bit like Tormund. Looks like a dwarf, but it's definitely a human, and just has like a big head and a big body and like giant armor on, but it's like looks like it's for show, like it's ornamental. Long black hair. Actually, I'm kind of describing Tormund here, but just it's a different aesthetic to it. You picture like
instead of being a dwarf that looks like a man, he's a man that looks like a dwarf.
But he's just a big person, has a big personality, and is like
is his name Mantor?
Mantor.
Tormund. It would be
Or Muntor?
Untor?
Tnum Rot.
Numrot? Just to do backwards.
Denumrot.
Numrot.
Denumrot. That's a pretty good name. For like a bad guy, a minor bad guy, Denumrot. Anyways, no, this guy's just got a big personality. He's laughing and kind of like raucous laughter kind of echoing throughout the place, and everybody's kind of like looking over in this awkward like wish that this person would go away. He's got grease coming down the front of his beard. He looks like he's dressed up because he has to be dressed up to be here. And you guys, so he's kind of on the far right corner as you guys are walking in.
I would
where you
like
guys
to
going?
sit in as close to the back wall towards those
Yep.
employee-only doors.
Okay. There is a table that is probably about maybe 10 feet from that door. It's actually pretty close to it, and it's empty. And most of the people that are here are sitting towards the front of the tavern so they can look out the windows towards the bay. So you're kind of off by yourselves. Yep. However, you do have to pass by this individual as you're walking in that direction, or at least in his field of view as you're walking over there. Were you about to say something?
I was going to say, I want to let him be the center of attention and go around as much as possible to not get involved with him.
Okay. So he's faced away from you, from where you walked into this door. But as you kind of walk to his left and to where the table is that you're going to sit at,
He's facing the back wall more.
he's facing the right side wall.
Okay.
Because you entered
So
in
he
through the right
kinda go
door.
behind him, and he'd
Yeah, so he's kind of looking away from you, but you do enter his peripheral, and he just kind of turns, and he's just slaps the table a couple times. Some of the silverware clatters off the table, and a couple of the people he's with have to like reach down and pick it up, and they're just like ha 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 ha, ha like laughing with him, but they're not really.
They're not really
It's just-
laughing.
Not really. What I will say is Xander, Louise, and Blackstar see.
Yay.
See Tormund and Razir through the windows on the outside from the front here, just kind of walking and making their way to. Are you guys doing anything, or what are you doing?
Just go
I say
into
we're
me.
sitting down, 100%.
Did I say Tormund? I meant to say.
Oh, my bad.
Louise
I
and
misunderstood.
Xander. I'm sorry. Yeah, the three that are on
That's
the
okay.
outside see in through the windows and see the two Tormund and Razir going to get their seats at the table.
Oh, look, they've gotten in the seats. Let's go get a drink and
So
talk
they got
shop.
it in at the end. All right.
You're quite clever.
Okay, so you guys go inside.
Yup.
Yep.
Okay, so you walk right in the front door. Excuse me. This
No,
is,
excuse me. We've got friends here. Don't worry about it. And I just keep walking.
What you? That's not how this. And like looks over, catches Razir's eye, who like sees coming in. Oh, right. I see how it is.
We've bullied this poor hostess.
that's-
What,
Let just
what's
anybody
the
in
problem
these
with
days.
with that guy? What? Can't we like come into the inn to meet up with our friends? Like, what's the deal with that guy?
Yeah, like, what happened there? Like, he seemed very off-putting.
He tried to extort us. He's a little
Oh.
salty.
You know what?
This
I
is
don't
a
feel
bit of
as
a-
bad about. Yeah. All right.
Right. Either way, we're here, and now that we are, I want to have detect magic, and I want to be looking in the direction of the walls employee only
The wall.
area, see if there's anything through there that
Okay.
pings within 30 feet.
Yes. On the other side of the wall. Now I know you have to. You can sense it, but you can't see like what it is or exactly.
Yeah,
what
I
it
know.
is,
Like,
a
there's
ping.
something magic there.
Right.
Yeah. Until I get direct eyes on it, I can't tell
Yeah.
what kind of magic.
So there is
or
a
anything
little
like that.
ping on the other side of the wall, and that leads you to believe that if you went through the employees only door, that you'd get access to whatever that is or where it is. That's it. That's all you get here.
Yep.
Although you're definitely within 30 feet of a number of people and a number of items ping, 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 light up on the people that are sitting at the tables, including the person who's large and voracious and making lots of noise. They light up like a beacon. Their entire bodies light up like a beacon. Not just
like a
just
beacon.
beacon.
Right, so there's something. I don't know what room is over here. What'd y'all see outside, first of all?
Not a whole lot. Some possible distraction ideas in the form of ponies that might get away, but otherwise unremarkable. There were some doors I think might lead from or to a cellar. Is that right? Or did I see some doors?
You saw a door that leads in the back of the building, and then to the left of that, there was like a hatch that goes down to like a basement, maybe.
Like a back door and maybe like some sort of basement hatch thing, depending on when we want to hit the joint.
Wait, people actually say that? Hit the joint?
I mean, I say it.
The employees only door, you hear it, and then a person steps out. Looks like a middle-aged woman with kind of like dirty, I shouldn't say dirty, I want to say dirty blonde, but it's kind of like a strawberry blonde hair that kind of falls down. Looks like very well dressed, kind of like a manager type person looking outfit on. Spectacles, takes a key ring and like closes the door behind her, and she's got like a satchel kind of held under one arm and locks the door behind her and puts the keys in her apron pocket, and then turns and sees you guys sitting there and enjoy your stay. And then
are you the manager?
one of I'm quite busy right now, but I'll send someone right over, I promise. And then continues walking and makes her way out towards the foyer. And
Just I'm all clear. They said the owner supposed to have the ring, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one that stole it. We can't be sure if they actually have it.
Yeah.
I mean, something fancy like that lets you fly around. I'm pretty sure you're going to keep your hands on that yourself.
I mean, unless you just want to steal it for bragging rights and then you keep it framed in your office or something.
Or in a chest.
Correct.
That's true.
People keep weird things in different places. I'm just saying we should be aware of who that is. If they have the ring on, all the better. If not, we might need to do some more digging.
All right. So, and the
I'll
reserve
flag her
the-
down, get her attention. We'll figure something out. We'll find out.
I was just gonna ask, Razir, did you see anything interesting with
Well-
your magic eyes?
Well, as nice of a place as this is, the kind of folk that come in here tend to have money to throw around for fancy things. So a lot of folk, especially in this room, got at least something magic on them. That boisterous fellow over there, he's bright as a torch in a dark cave. Hard to not catch what he's got. A lot of stuff on him. But this wall right next to us here, on the other side of it, where that manager lady came out, there's getting something from in there. Who knows what it could be?
Interesting.
Does this line up where the door to the back was that you were saying, or was that on the other side of the building?
Does it
am
am I spatially aware enough to know?
do you guys want me to? So I don't have a map for where you are right now, but I could pull up a whiteboard and just
Wow.
kind of really quickly draw it out if you want,
Man,
so you can
Yeah.
see where everything is.
Yo.
Or do you have a okay?
completely unprepared.
Create scene.
Don't have a
let's see,
map
this
of
is
every
the-
building in this town. Goodness.
I thought
No,
you
I mean,
would.
I like a lot of Theater of the Mind, but I feel like we're having a little bit of trouble. We'll make this show navigation.
Who's having trouble?
Just being specific.
Okay, you should have blue wave as a. Oh, I need to make it so you guys can
Yeah.
see what's going on here.
Yeah,
Figure,
we don't know.
lighting, token vision, boop, and then I should be able to draw a rectangle. This is obviously
Rectangle.
this is not going to be the size, obviously, because we need this place is. Oh, okay.
Quite big, I assume.
The blue
Quite
wave.
large. Quite large.
We don't say large, Alex. We say big.
Can you see these
bone.
orange lines?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Quite big.
They're grande.
We grande.
Characters.
Aye grande.
Okay.
That's French.
Okay. Do you have your? Nobody else put their token on the.
No,
How do we do that? We can put our own tokens places?
Yeah, you have to go to characters.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Whoops.
I don't want to. No, that's me.
It should be fairly self-explanatory. So you came in from the southern side of things, and
over here.
you're over here on the right-hand side. So there's the door. I kind of marked where the doors were, where she came through and had to walk to get to the foyer, and then
All right, so over here it's like an employee room. That's what you're saying, right?
so this door over here,
All right,
this door here is the employees only door. So you're pretty close to it. That's the washroom. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so we blow a hole through the washroom, get to
Ooh, going to.
I've got an
Little
axe.
destruction.
We'll just hack it down.
Somebody's playing Payday 3.
Yeah.
Payday 2, come on.
I
Yeah,
know Payday 3 is did not get. Anyways,
But I mean, Payday 2 isn't doing too good at the moment with the
oh.
updates either, but yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you guys stew on this. The waitress, just a younger elven woman, is headed over to the table to wait on you guys to, get some drink orders and whatever. And so that was what was about to happen.
By the way, back at the other tavern, did we have enough time to get a short rest?
Yeah, I thought we got it while we were talking.
You were, we'll say you got in a short rest. You weren't technically there long enough to, but I'll say like your trek to there and then everything that transpired. Although there was a burning hands that was used during the whole ensemble. That's fine.
Yeah, I did. Burning hands.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that. There is a rogue Louise that's just
Yeah, because
in the washroom.
since I'm such a funny guy, when I got up to go to the washroom, I put myself over there in game as well.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I noticed that. Okay, so you guys are all sitting around the table. The waitress comes up, and I don't know if you care to do that interaction, but so what can I get you all?
Evening.
Hello.
Have a
Gorgeous.
drink myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got some wine.
Yeah, the cheapest the cheapest glass of wine here is 5 gold for a glass.
That's fine.
You have any appetizers, like anything to start us off?
Got some shrimp. If you're up for a little bit of spicy Cajun seasoning, they like to put some real nice, kick in those things. They come in a big rack on this big porcelain bowl that they put it in for you. It's all juiced up and all that. If that's your thing, it's 12 gold for that appetizer.
Absolutely.
How
We'll take
how big is that appetizer?
It's about good foot and a half long, full of shrimp. But
absolutely.
It's fresh caught right out here in the past the bay and all.
I hope so. This close to the sea.
But it's really the seasoning and the love and care that's put into these dishes individually that really gives it its character.
You've already sold it.
All right, coming right up. And she if you guys want a drink here, you can get a drink. But I'm assuming we'll just get on to the rest of this heist that's going on here. Just deduct 5 gold if you're getting a drink. If not, Razir is drinking alone. And
I'm getting a drink.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take some of the shrimps.
Okay.
Wait, I just realized they're most definitely spiked with the drug.
Maybe. You don't know.
I asked,
Guess you'll
is
find
there
out.
anything weird gonna happen? Are these like okay to eat? I'm not interested in getting altered or anything like that.
Oh, everything here is the finest, darling. It's really all of the, like I said, the love and care that's put into these dishes. There's no need for any outside altering of any kind of ingredients that would put you over the top and cause you to be jumping into the bay. So you just sit tight and I'll bring those right up for you. You're going to love them, I promise.
Can I insight check her to see if she's like...
Sure, go ahead
she
and make an
knows
insight check. Sure.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I was just trying to simply move on from this conversation and get on with the rest of the heist. I mean, I'm down to RP all night long. 18. Yeah, no, she's telling the truth.
All right. So then, yeah, I'll get that, and then I'd also... You said 12 gold for the shrimp, right?
Yep.
All right, so I spend 17 on a drink and the shrimp.
Pretty expensive establishment, but that's to be expected.
I mean, it's a tourist town. Everything's expensive.
And this is like some of the
Yeah.
cheapest stuff that they have available. There are some menus that are provided to you. The least expensive entree is 112 gold.
Golly.
Mhm.
Good night.
Does it come out
Sorry,
on a
but
weirdly shaped plate and there's just like sauces spread around and that's it? You're just supposed to like.
There's no pictures.
Like in the middle.
There's no pictures. But based on the description, everything does sound really delicious. There's like 7 different menu options for today, at least. Vegetables and different kinds of meats. And anyways, she leaves you to your table.
Sorry, Tim. We want to know everything going on. We want to really immerse ourselves.
No,
in
I
the
just
restaurant
we said. I mean, we can always play everything out exactly as it should, and then we'll just come back in the middle of this heist next session, and maybe I'll have some more maps prepared.
Hey,
Oh no, guys! You figured out our plan.
plus I'm sure
Push it
Jason
out
would love
so
to be
you-
involved in the
just to
heist also.
All right.
Um,
I'm
So-
so preparing purified food and drink after the long rest.
Oh, that's smart.
she
I don't trust any of the food in this town.
heads out from the table. Couple minutes go by, and she returns with your drinks and the shrimp. So you in need of some more time to think about what you're gonna have, or are we kind of moving on to ordering things? It doesn't take very long for the food to come out, but we are a little low on the brushed haddock. It's like a real specialty around here. It's like this, I don't know, the chef has this weird way of just kind of taking this special brush and moving it over the fish, and it gives it this just extra little bit of special touch to it, and it's just wild. Everybody's going just crazy for it. So I think they've only got maybe like 6 or 7 of them left back there. So if that's what you're into, then be my guest. That one on the menu is 157 gold, by the way.
Interesting.
My
Appreciate
healing
the
potion
suggestion,
costing me
darling.
25 gold. What's in this food?
Yeah. Appreciate the suggestion, darling, but I think I'm just here for a bit of a drink myself. I'll be holding off on the food.
All right.
We
all
just
right.
got into town, so we were looking for a place to relax a bit before going out into the city for the night.
Lots of places around here help you relax if that's what you're looking for. I mean, I don't know that this is necessarily the atmosphere to just relax. If not, you're not here to enjoy the amazing food that our wonderful chef has put together. I guess that's up to you. But
Well,
anyways,
you see, we've been traveling a lot on the road, on the sea, and it's a bit rougher out there than you might think. And so when we got to town, we figured find a bit of a nicer place to be able to sit down and enjoy civilization a bit more than just perhaps going to a local tavern, drinking away
You know,
our time.
is this really what real civilization is like? Like, I haven't really been outside of Saor personally, born and raised, but I feel like most people come here because they're trying to get away from the civilized world.
You're not
I
wrong,
mean,
but
at this point,
it's a matter
everything
of-
that has walls is civilization.
Or rather, what most
it's-
people
it's
call
a
it
matter
the
of-
uncivilized world.
It's a matter of perspective. Going from town to town, if you stick into the towns, this might be a bit gaudy or outlandish to
No.
some people's tastes. I wouldn't necessarily say that myself. We're here, like we said, to enjoy some well-established company and atmosphere. Whereas other places, some people might call a bit more rough. But when you move outside of that, thinking from town to town, and you think of the road, the wilds in between the towns, that's a much more drastic change. So, going from that into a town, we wanted to go to the least wild place there was. This is a very formal situation, so this I think suited our.
You are interrupted by a loud the gentleman or the person who's got he's the larger person who's not too far from you. Karina, more ale! Hits the table. Oh, I appreciate that sentiment about things not being as wild, but I've got another patron to take care of. So if you aren't having any dinner, I'll be back later on to check and see if you need anything else. And she heads
Take your
over.
time.
She walks over to the guy and he like grabs onto her waist. Like he's only like maybe 25 feet from you approximately. Grabs onto her waist and pulls her down onto his left knee and just sits there and just kind of starts like talking to her, and she looks super uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't like the look of that at all. That man is abrasive over there.
Oh my, could you imagine someone forcing them to do something against their will? Who would do such a thing, Black Star?
I'm not sure. I would never do that to anyone that they didn't enjoy, at least. She looks very uncomfortable. I've never seen anyone look that way when dealing with me, except for you fools. But that's
Because we
for
know
whatever-
we know how you really are.
You said he's how close to us? Like 20 feet away?
25
Yeah.
feet. She at this point, it only takes like maybe five or 6 seconds. Pushes him away, grabs his tankard, which is empty, and it starts carrying it away. And her cheeks are flushed, and she starts walking back towards the kitchen, kind of wiping her right cheek to the side, and walks to the foyer and beyond.
As all this has been going on, has anybody come through that door again?
Um.
The employee door.
The employee door. No, not at this point. No.
How many eyes can see that door?
I think I probably
It's just-
over-exaggerated exactly how many seats there are in this place.
Is it like a fairly well seen, like it's just like
Yeah.
right there?
Yeah, it's like, 25, 30 people can see it right now.
And where did we say the other side door was? The one that we saw in the back?
Well, the map is here. I don't know if you're there.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
the back door. The back door would
Yeah,
be like over here in the
Okay.
center, and then like the
Okay, so
basement door would be.
that goes into where the stairs are in that back area.
Mhm.
Back door. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go talk to that rowdy one real quick. I'm just gonna see what he's about. He's got a look about him. I don't like it. I don't like him. I don't like the way he treated that poor girl. She's just trying to do her job, And then,
I think
I
I'll
think-
join you for that.
all right, yeah, come on, Razir. Let's go stir the pot. Let's go kick the nest.
But I do want to find out what the next 2 floors up are, and if they're just rooms, then we probably don't have to worry about them.
Oh
But
yeah.
if there's more offices and whatnot up there, trying to figure that out.
Before we go over there, hold on one second. Trying to see. Do I have is that second? Oh, can I cast? Oh wait, never mind. I thought I had Like thoughts. That's the wonder thing. We're not gonna do that. I just want to cast Charm Person on that guy.
Huh. Okay.
30 feet range, 16 Wisdom save.
Charm person. Let me see.
You don't have his stats already generated?
It's not his stats I'm looking at.
Right. Now we're making excuses.
That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at charm person and its wording.
Charm a humanoid within range. It doesn't know I'm charming if it fails.
Okay. Yep.
Or if it succeeds, it doesn't know. It does know at the end of the hour when the spell's up. Black Star's never been concerned about later Black Star. He's only ever concerned about right now Black Star.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
That's
always
future Black
great.
Star's problem.
It is a future Black Star problem. This is
why that
right now.
didn't-
Black Star's going to solve something. Future Black Star can deal with the
Wow.
fallout.
24.
Oh my lord! All right. Well, I assume it worked. I have no idea.
24.
So if it fails, he does know?
No, if it fails the same throw, or if he fails, which he didn't, because he got a 24.
So what if he succeeds? Does he know you tried to charm him?
No, it doesn't say that. Doesn't say that if he succeeds, he doesn't know, or he knows. It just, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah. So, as far as you know, it succeeded. No, don't you? Shouldn't you? Aren't you supposed to know if your spell fails or
I'm
succeeds?
sure he is.
Would I like?
Pretty
it's a charm
sure.
person
You do.
spell.
Pretty sure if you're casting a spell, you're supposed to be aware of whether or not it was successful or not. Period.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's how that works.
Yeah,
Well, then I know
your
it doesn't.
magic took hold.
Right.
Get a little. I don't get the tickle in the back of my head knowing he was charmed.
Waitress comes back with his ale and like another platter full of ales and kind of passes them out at the table. And at this point, the employees only door does open. And then a rather tall elven man with long silver hair and a kind of hair clip that looks like it's in the shape of a blue and green butterfly that looks like it's metallic. It's kind of like pushed up to the side, and a very, very fine blue white laced robe covering most of the body. Just kind of comes out, arms folded inside of the sleeves in this very monkish, monkish way, and it's kind of almost like glides across the floor. The door just closes behind him of its own
So
accord.
we found the owner.
Don't know. Starts
I mean,
to like
falling off the ground. What does the ring do again?
starts to kind of walk or travel around your table. Doesn't really make eye contact with you necessarily, but just says, "Hope everything is just as it was described before coming to my establishment. Thank you so much for your patronage." Again, without making eye contact.
Magic eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Magic eyes.
This individual has multiple magic items on them, some of which look like perhaps they're within the sleeves that he has. And then the waitress just like stops in her tracks as she's like handing out the ales and like leans over and whispers something to the table, and the large guy goes like, "This is the best place I've ever been. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to the entertainment of Mr. Green later this evening. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your hospitality." And just kind of like slams the table a couple more times. Yes, well, of course, it is as it was intended to be. And then continues heading out towards the foyer. Just slowly, not like with a hurried pace, and kind of makes the same remark to all the tables with patrons at it as he passes them by.
Do I get the magic ping from the room now that he's not in it?
No.
Alright, whatever was in there is on him.
And
Got a couple magic things on him.
yeah,
Did he
and
have
I
anything on his
figured
hand?
he,
In his sleeves. Couldn't
he's
see.
a Minecraft villager, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Her.
Huh. Huh.
But I mean, pretty sure he does have a ring because he was floating off the ground.
Well,
At least
He
looked.
looked like he was gliding along some kind of way. Right.
his robes covered his feet, but it did look like he was just kind of gliding along there. So
You gonna follow him?
okay. So do you tell your party that you're following him, or are you
No,
asking?
I'm asking.
I'm not sure this is the right time.
Yeah, I feel like following him inside the restaurant would be fairly obvious.
And couldn't you keep track of him with your magic eyes?
I'm keeping an eye on him as far as I can from where he is, but if he goes too far, he'll be outside my range.
All right.
But at least we know what he looks like, though. And then he came from back there somewhere.
Question: Can't Xander cast hex on him and just know where he is?
No, that's
It's
Hunter's mark.
Hunter's mark.
Hunter's mark. Yeah. And even though I'm a ranger, I don't have it because it's a sucky fella.
I mean, depends on the circumstance, but yeah.
And even then, I'm pretty sure they know they'd be marked one in the day.
Don't think so. No.
Yeah, I didn't think they knew they were marked.
I agree with that. I don't think they do.
What does the boy Xander have that might be useful here?
Well, just reminder, he doesn't have any spell slots left.
He
Right,
should.
but if we were to
He took short
get him-
rest.
Oh yeah, he could have used the arcane cavalry. But did he use it before we got into town?
Don't think so.
By the way, Hunter's mark, all it says as far as knowing where things are, it says you have advantage on perception or survival checks you make to find it. You don't just
Oh.
know where it is at all times.
You did not use arcane recovery, so you could use that.
Yeah, I mean, if there was something you wanted him to use, he probably would have done that in order to use it.
I don't think he
What
quite has
could he do?
anything specifically for this. I think just hang around for a bit. Enjoy our
Yeah, we're casing
drinks
right now. This is
and
pre-work.
appetizer. Keep an eye on that owner fella and watch for him to come back around. See if he's if he stays here or if he's got somewhere else he goes for the night.
That's a
Can
good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Can Xander or any of you read lips or at all?
For sure Xander can.
I thought he had taken a feat that lets him do that recently.
Yeah. I think he has observant.
Observant.
Yeah.
Yep, he can.
He does? Okay.
Yep, he can read lips as long as
Yeah, so can I.
he can see the mouth and he can understand the language.
Yeah, so can I, if we're able to understand the language.
Gotcha. You have observant as well?
Yeah.
You both do.
That's why I have a 25. That's a
Oh,
perception.
Yeah, makes sense. This elven person, the owner, you assume, kind of goes into the foyer and turns kind of like over their shoulder towards the host and says, I'm going to check out what's going down at the docks, and then I'm retiring for the evening. You have control of the tavern for now, and I expect you will do your very best to keep it to my standards. I will return in the morning. And the other person just nods.
But you will return in the morning, meaning he doesn't sleep here, so he has his home, I'm assuming.
All right.
So, yeah.
Oh, this is quite fortuitous then.
So, what do we do? Assuming he goes to sleep at his home every night, do we follow him, figure out where he lives?
Oh, he does.
Then-
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, although I am interrupting.
Yeah.
Pulls out a small envelope, with something inside of it, and hands it over to the host, and then turns and walks out the door.
And
Sorry.
he says nothing about what's in the envelope, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have a mutual understanding as to what it is that's on the inside.
What do they
well-
do with the envelope when they take it?
They take it
Eat it.
and kind of put it underneath their cloak, and it looks like they're pulling something out of it so that no one can see what it is they're pulling out of the envelope, and then kind of reach down to their lower hip and make a motion, which you can't see because it's all beneath their jacket vest thing that's in the front, and then takes the envelope and opens up a drawer on the front of the desk and slides it inside.
I was gonna say perception check, but yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, Black Star, this is a bit more your area of expertise. Do we
Can't tell
try
what it
and-
is.
Yes,
try and
could-
make some kind of move while he's in public at the docks, or do we try and follow him back to his house?
We should follow him now. At least, Razir, you go follow him towards the docks. We know he's going there. Keep an eye on him. And then, if one of you could make a distraction, perhaps I can snatch that thing he just handed off from the desk he put it in. I don't know if
mean-
my...
You did a distraction?
Yeah, I mean, you two, Black Star and Torment, you could stay here. I could go with Black Star, with Razir to the docks, since I can make us blend in with the crowds better.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, this heist is... I put my hand out across the table. Are we sure? A heist on 3. We can say it quiet.
I reach my hand out and just tap his hand.
Oh, Dorman.
I'll do the
Dorman.
same. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Come on, Louise.
I won't say it.
Right.
Do not say it.
I'll
Just
just, I'll
stab
just do
the
the hand
hand.
thing.
I
Yeah.
say, real quick, 1, 2, 3, heist.
Xander probably would have done it, honestly. I believe he would have done it.
Yeah.
I think he would have very cautiously put his hand out, what guys, what are we doing right now?
This is a good heist. I'm so excited. I've never heisted in the name of
All right, stop
heroic.
saying the word heist so much.
I mean, to be fair, you're the one who blabbed about the. Never mind.
heist.
Finish my drink. And start.
Did we
heading
even
out.
get the shrimps? I just realized.
We just
No,
get
she-
up and leave. No shrimp
she-
ever came. We just
That came
she-
back. That came
she-
right away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she brought
Oh,
this
yeah,
up
yeah,
out
yeah.
pretty
And
quickly.
afterwards, which she was called.
I will
by-
say, you haven't finished your drinks unless you downed it.
No, I'm
Peter,
gonna
I
leave
didn't.
mine half drank. I've got heisting to do. I'm not worried about drink.
Half drank
And
ale.
we already
Or wine.
drank 2 L's at the other end before this.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. Well, those were kind
The
of
wine's the only
crappy.
thing I've had.
That was okay. The wine's the only thing you've
Crappy,
really.
They were 10 gold
Mm.
apiece.
Yeah, I didn't have anything yet.
Tormund, did you have all 3 drinks? I believe you did, didn't you?
I would say probably, yeah.
Okay. I would like a Constitution saving throw from the 3 of you, please.
You.
I only drank the 2 L's. I didn't drink anything.
Oh, you didn't
here.
drink here? Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Do,
you're
do I
probably
still do the
no. You're probably fine.
fine? All right.
I had the 2 ales and I'm lightly sipping this one because I'm in heist mode. I'm not.
You're still
I'm trying to
making
get
Constitution
through-
saving throw
That's
because
fair.
you're Black Star and you're a lightweight.
I am black. I'm a light. I'm
Because you're
not.
Alex, and he wants to make you suffer.
Oh,
Tormund's
25
knows how to
is
drink.
good.
Oh, but it's worth, man.
Okay, so Black Star
Yeah.
isn't drunk, but definitely getting a little. We'll call it a 30% buzz at this point.
Oh, I'm excited. This is heist buzz.
Like,
Good.
ooh, I've had some drinks. Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta
like-
get the heist lubrication going. You know,
I like-
gotta.
I like to put buzzes at a percentage. Eric knows this. I very much like to do that. Anyways, yeah. So you guys are getting up and just heading out of the tavern. Now you've not paid yet because you were not done at the establishment. So you'd be aware that you have not paid yet. But are you just heading towards the door? What are you doing?
I feel we just leave the gold on the table.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
need to go on the table.
Do we tip here?
I leave an extra 3 gold for tip as well, so
I
I've
know
done 20 now.
3 gold.
And how much did you say the ale was?
Five gold.
5, yeah, for the cheapest drink that's here. Yeah.
Technically, 20% of a 20 gold tip is about
20, yeah, 4.
be like 4 gold. So I'll leave 5 gold total. I'll put 2 more.
Oh, 25%. That's big too.
Mm.
Take care of your wait
Tip
staff.
over here.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just for her. That's just for her.
Okay.
It's in a
Well,
separate.
I do
tiny
have to say
5
though,
gold.
I hate the concept of tipping. It's so dumb as a
Me
concept.
too.
It is terrible. Pay them
Mhm.
less than what they deserve and just hope that they get tipped well. Super
Yeah.
great.
Uh-huh.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's not here, so I'll say it. Thanks, military, or whatever he would say.
Always the military's fault.
The military's
fair.
fault.
It's the military-industrial complex's fault.
That's right.
Wow.
You're welcome.
All right.
I would want to go out the back door
Interesting.
if
Is
possible.
this on repeat? This is on repeat.
As it's well,
Less
me
obvious
and
that we're following.
Razir are leaving, I cast Pass Without a Trace on us for real this time.
Okay. Yeah. So you get up and you leave, and the waitress kind of walks past you from the kitchen, kind of heading towards the other table at this point as you're exiting. Well, I guess thanks for all stopping by. It was a pleasure.
It was a great time. It was lovely talking to you. Payment's on the table. Sorry, we're in a bit of a rush now. Something came up. But you have a good evening. Don't
So-
let that large fella push you around none.
I appreciate that. I didn't think anybody noticed. So much for all that relaxing.
We got a good bit in. We might be back.
Yeah.
Especially if you're here.
All of 25 minutes. Oh, appreciate that. Anyways, I'll be around. And then she
Can I
just-
flag her down to the table since they're leaving, but Tormund and I and Xander haven't left yet?
Oh, I thought you all were leaving together as a group. Okay.
No, they're going to follow him. We're going to create a distraction to try to snatch some things.
So it's, let me just get this clear. So it's Louise and Razir that are heading towards the back door. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
She kind of walks over to the table. So you guys have money on the table, right?
I left the 17 gold for the shrimp and my drink,
Yep. And the tip.
and then
Okay.
I have 5 gold. I give it right to her, and I say, "This is for you. I'm sorry that you're having some difficulty with other customers, but if I could persuade you, who is that at that table over there? The raucous crowd."
Yeah, you see, thank you. And she looks at the money and, well, yeah, I make a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage because of the gold, the
Uh-huh.
power of gold.
Money, oils, things.
It's funny how if I didn't say with advantage, Louise was going to say with advantage regardless because he's
Because
like
of the gold.
24.
You can buy advantage.
Just like in real life.
So and I appreciate all your kind words. I have all kinds of problems with patrons coming through here all the time. They always telling me how I'm the prettiest, little thing they ever saw, and always wanting me to sit with them and talk to them and everything. But so his name is Jareem, and so he came through here a couple times, but he's more here for the entertainment. You see, there's like a local legend, they call him. He just kind of lives here, and his name's Barnabas Green. He likes to go through all the taverns and play his music. He's got quite the entourage and also a following, and he just likes to put on a good show. And so Jareem, I don't even know what his last name is. I was supposed to call him by his last name, but he wouldn't even tell me. He just said to only call him by his first name, Jareem, and so here we are. But he hails from somewhere far up north. I think he's some kind of special person from, I don't know, some Nyx Ruinum or somewhere. And Louise, you're not there. But no, Louise.
Xander is.
Xander is, right? Oh, probably hearing this conversation. So Xander would know that this guy is not any kind of big cheese in Nick's Ruinum. He's, or at least, well, Xander's inside most of his life. He's nobody that Xander's
He hasn't heard of him.
He's never heard of him before. So maybe he is, But anyways, yeah. So that's who he is. He comes around every once in a while. He's like on vacation. He comes specifically to see this Mr. Barnabas Green. Likes his music, his stories he tells, and just the atmosphere and the vibe. You can tell he's kind of a loud, postulous kind of wart on. I shouldn't say that. I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say anything. Anyways, anything else I can do for you, fine folk? Or the rest
Who's
of
this? Who's Barnabas Green? I'm a bard of some renown, and
Oh, don't
just
be flashing that around here. Barnabas doesn't like other bards encroaching on his territory. I wouldn't just be careful about flashing that around. And he's not one to like to play with others as well. He likes to take all the limelight for himself. Now, to be fair, he does play some very good music, but, I'm not a true follower, as they say.
interesting. I wonder if I could embarrass him publicly and steal his reputation. That would be so much fun. Thank you for your help. And then
That would not be advised. I would not recommend doing anything of the sort. You see, there's a lot of people here who like him a lot. Unless you're intending on putting your charm work on hundreds of people, I don't see that going down so well. But that's just my personal recommendation.
I give her 2 more gold and I say, thank you for your information. I appreciate it. I hope your evening is better once he's gone, and maybe just, improved in general, like after this. Like, buy yourself something nice. Like, you deserve it for putting up with people like that.
That's just mighty kind of you. I appreciate it.
No worries, of course.
Man,
And then
Blackstar's trying to make his money to clear his name to pay off his bounty, and he's literally just
What?
puking money out here.
Don't worry. There are so many pockets here. I will easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Easily.
I'm gonna steal the
This is
non.
a fat cash cow for Blackstar here. This town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. And then I'm gonna turn it to torment. All right. 2 things. Remember one of them for me for later because I'm gonna forget. But the more important thing is that we need a distraction because I want to see what was handed off and I want to steal some things, but I don't want to get caught necessarily. So I need you to go do something dramatic. You're a giant dwarf, so I feel like you're already halfway there. And then the second thing that I need you to remember for later, Barnabas Green. I don't like him. And I'm going to upstage him and embarrass him before we leave as like a kind of a final act on the way out of Saore. And I just want everyone in town to know that I'm better than him. So just jot that down somewhere for me.
Obviously.
I really do like you.
We have to embarrass other bards. I understand.
Oh, Torment, you're my favorite person in this party, and you're not even in the party yet. Xander, don't listen. Turn away. Cover your ears.
It's so sad that Jason's not here to be part of all these conversations.
Xander, earmuffs.
Yeah. Little ears. Anyway,
Now, what
no.
kind of distraction do you want?
I need them away from that desk thing. Either drunken disorder or like raising a fit about the shrimp and poor quality, or maybe I don't know, just go ask some questions, be obnoxious. Obnoxious is always good. But I'm not sure. What are your strong suits?
Well, I mean, our friend over here is not that nice to the ladies.
No,
And he's got a lot of drinks in him.
he does.
So, I don't know. I figured he could probably throw a punch or two.
Ooh, a fight. Don't get arrested. That would be detrimental to overall heist quality and performance.
Seeing as the captain of the guard is asking us to steal this ring,
Ooh, you think we could get a buy for this?
I think we could get out of it.
I love it. I love where your head's at. I love the workshopping. Is just, it's superb. I'm about it. All right. So then you do you, and Xander help him or sit here quietly. I'm not sure how comfortable you are with everything that's happening right now. And then once they leave that podium area, I will go and I will try to take some things.
All right. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna finish my drink first, though. 100%.
Priority straight.
100%, man.
That's right.
I'm gonna get up and walk over to Mr. Jaheim.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, well, who do we have here?
Name's not important, but I put my hand on his shoulder.
Your hand passes through his shoulder.
Oh,
What?
It just through his shoulder. You don't even
That's a
feel anything
cool-
at all. Like, yeah, there's just nothing there. And he's just like, "Whoa," scoots in his chair up against the wall, and then you can see he's got lots of like ale kind of dribbling down the front of his beard and kind of like almost dripping into his lap, and he's in the middle of eating some steak or something. And the rest of the group at the table immediately stands up and like draws swords, maces, axes, and like he just sits there. Oh, it's all fun and games. I'm Dream, and what's your name?
The name's Tormund.
Tormund. Tormund, share an ale.
Won't say no to that.
I feel like your objective shifted a bit.
Yeah.
You
I
also
was
said
expecting
ale.
it passing through it.
Yeah, it did. In fact, it was, I don't know, you may or may not have experienced something like this before. It is definitely illusionary. That's kind of the sense you get from it. There's no investigation check required, but your hand did go right through his shoulder. There was nothing there.
Okay.
At least for the portion that you kind of felt there. So, like, drags one of the chairs over from one of the other tables and sets it up kind of right next to him, and makes sure that he has a wide berth, or away from you, so that you can't attempt to put your hand on him again. Oh, Tormund, you're quite the large fellow for someone of your background. Tell me, where are you from?
racist.
I'm the only one who's allowed to be racist here.
Oh, I'm from Oniron. Here, just seeking some trade. What are you doing here?
When Iron V, well, I'm here to see the famous Barnabas Green. Isn't that why we're all here? He should be coming around any moment now. I think another less than an hour he should be here. It said Blue Wave at 6:30, approximately 7. I don't know. Anyways, if you've never heard the whispering wind of the mermaid by the sea, it's the best song you'll ever hear in your entire life. I can attest to that fact. Believe me. And
Can I hear him?
Oh, you can. He's super loud, extra loud. Yes.
As he says that, I cough, say, "Not true."
And he turns as quick as his drunk, rotund body can turn.
As he turns, I look also behind me, who said that?
Make a deception check. That's amazing. 27. Yeah.
I'm like,
Are those your friends over there?
Oh, yes, they are. 100%.
Oh, well, that's a good thing. It wasn't less than 100%, because anything less than 100% wouldn't be your friends, right? Am I right? Am I right? All the people at the table start just laughing hysterically at what he's saying. Oh, Tormund. Karina, bring us another ale. And so are you staying
What's
here?
the name of this bard?
What's happening?
What's
right
the
here?
name of this bard?
Are you saying this to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Barnabas Green, one of the most famous bard in all of Saore, and if I had my way, most famous in all of Novus.
All of Novus, I would have to disagree.
You
Nonsense.
clearly... What?
Clearly, you haven't left Saor or heard of any other bards. in the
I've
land.
traveled to Ilis Narian. I've been to your coveted Aniran V, although I'll say the music of dwarves is quite fine, but not like from Barnabas. He is originally from Saor, but his heritage comes from Tel Noro, and they raised the greatest bards that ever were.
Absolutely.
What? There's... Joran, there's some kind of bird that's coughing over here. I can't quite make out where it's coming from. Are these windows open? The windows aren't even open. Wait, open the window. Let the bird out. I don't know where it is, but... Well,
Clearly, you are mistaken. The greatest bard I know is by far Blackstar Lazarus. He is
I've
leagues
not
above.
not heard of this Black Star Lazarus. Has he played in Saor before?
Has he played in Saor?
That's what I asked.
My friend, he's the reason why your allegedly greatest bard fled to Saor.
Well, I mean, Barnabas Green was born and raised in Saor, so I'm not sure what you're getting at.
You said he fled. You said he left from
His heritage, his
Taylor.
family came from Tel Noro. I don't...
exactly.
You're confusing me. I would like to change the subject.
But I came over here regardless.
Oh.
Say to leave the waitress alone.
What? Leave?
She does not want you. Do not put your hands on her.
Oh, no, see here, I do whatever I want. You see, I have money and power, and I'll do whatever I need to do. Now, I am very kind to little Karina. She actually comes over as this conversation is now happening at this point and places an ale in front of you and an ale in front of him, and he just takes it and just starts chugging it back. Doesn't finish the entire thing, slams it down. Karina, you don't mind our little interactions, do you? Well, you know, I mean, it's, we've had this conversation before, Jareem, and, it's not really my thing, but, you know, I just like to keep you happy because, you do pay very well. And she looks over towards you, Tormund, and emphasis on that last bit in your direction. Right, just paying as much as is needed to make sure everybody's happy, and I know I'm happy, so as long as you're happy, why don't you go ahead and sit right down on here just like I asked you last time.
Mm.
And she just kind of like looks very timidly back and forth between the two of you.
Go about what you're doing. Ignore this man.
As this is happening, Blackstar's going to go over to the podium area where, like, the head host or manager person. Yep. It seems like there's some sort of problem happening at that table. It's making me uncomfortable, and your employee also seems very uncomfortable. Can this be resolved? As a paying customer, I feel like this is not the proper environment that I came here for.
Looks like your friend isn't here to get you out of this situation now, is he?
What friend?
The one who looks dead.
Oh, yeah, Razir. Regardless, and then I'm gonna pull out a piece of platinum like in a hand flourish and be like, you might not think it, but I'm loaded. So why don't you make yourself useful and deal with this? Because it's making me uncomfortable, and I'd hate to have to file a formal complaint. And then I flourish it away.
Make a intimidation. Whichever you pick one.
Choo. Yeah, boy.
That's juicy roll.
Right. Well, services first, payment after, as it is for all customers, and wanting to make sure that they're well taken care of course, and kind of like carefully touches the side of his very slicked, like hardened hair, and just kind of like adjusts his coat and walks out into
Moving
the
his
room.
shell.
Exactly.
As he's walking away, can I try to pluck some? Does he have anything out on the outside like that I could snatch up?
He has
Coin purse, keys, any kind of loose objects.
so he's wearing a long like black and red like vest coat kind of thing that kind of comes down, so it's open in the front, so you can't really see what's hanging on the left and right hand side. So if there is something there, it's not large that's causing the coat to bulge.
Okay, that's fine.
But are you gonna like try and bump into him to try and take something off of him, or what are you?
Yeah, like as he's walking towards it, like I'm standing here and I'm gonna step past him as he's going towards, and just kind of like bump. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Okay, and so are you going for anything in particular, meaning any area?
No, since I can't see, I'm just gonna reach, and if I can feel anything, try to take it off his person.
Okay,
As long as it's not too large. I don't want to
Sneakily
large.
pat him down.
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy, howdy.
25. All right, let's see.
I'm a criminal. I love being a criminal.
Okay. On a 25.
You heard of sexy bards? I'm a steely bard.
So you like bump into him. And it's like, oh, well,
Not like
sorry.
super hard, just like as he's coming by, like brush past him, like not like a shoulder check, but like putting my hand on his his shoulder and like kind of moving him past me as like my other hand goes. Like,
even better. So in his left coat pocket on the inside, you manage to slip out what appears to be a golden key.
Yo, perfect golden key.
Mhm.
And then
He's none the wiser.
if I'm able to, provided no one's really looking, I would like to stealthily see if I can't get into that drawer that he put that thing into.
There are two other like clerks or helpers of him that are like standing at the desk doing things. They don't think they've looked at you. They're looking at the wall that's, the desk is up against. So you'd be approaching from their left, and the drawer is on the left. So if you were sly enough, they might not notice that it's you and not him coming up to the drawer to open it and take something out of it. That's a risk you could maybe take. It's up to you.
I'd like to approach and see if I can't get close enough without being noticed before I try.
So what I'm saying is that they're not like directly looking in your direction.
Right.
They're busy in what they're doing. So you could make a stealth check to try and kind of sneak up to them.
Okay.
So this is to be considered your attempt at this.
Yep. Come on, baby. Terrible.
You have disadvantage on stealth?
It's my armor.
Oh.
Okay. So you go to walk up to the desk and kind of stealthily put your hand out to grab onto the drawer to open it up, and one of the clerks kind of turns to the side. Nope. This is not for patrons of the tavern. I apologize. Please ask the host at the front, and be happy to help you. This is for employees only.
Of course. I apologize. And then I'll just kind of wander off back towards Tormund and try to get his attention and be like, let's go.
So the host walks over to the table where the boisterous guy and the rest of you are. Mr. Jareem, it has come to our attention that you are wanted as Mr. Barnabas Green is about to arrive in the docks. He seemed he'd gone out on a boating trip and has just come back and is asking for you. So, if you wouldn't mind going out and meeting with him, he's asked for your help with something. Oh, yeah, right. Look, I'll points towards Tormund. I'll talk to you later. Find something to... Maybe we could have a little bit of fun, kind of throwing each other around. You look like a big, meaty kind of guy. Look like you could handle yourself throwing somebody who's your own size around. Yeah. And, looks to Karina, points to her as well. And I'll see you later, winks at her. Just kind of sighs and turns to the side a little bit.
Please tell me when the throwing around happens. Since you're of the same size, you actually enlarge yourself.
I get up at the same time as him, and I kind of want to, if he's not like obviously avoiding me, I kind of want to shoulder check him.
Well, he's also like mostly drunk, so he gets up and kind of wobbles for a second. So yeah, I mean, he kind of wobbles in your direction, but not on purpose. He has to turn and
aggressively,
exit.
just like him. Like, I want to know if he's real.
Is he a real boy?
Gotcha. Okay, not aggressively. Okay, so he gets up and kind of wobbles towards you, and you go to kind of just briefly, shoulder check him. Your body goes right through. You do collide with something, and
it's two goblins in an illusion.
Two goblins in their trench coat.
You do collide with something, but it's at your knee, and
it's one goblin.
You collide with something at your knee, and you just hear like a little an ouch sound, but it definitely is a little more high pitched than he's been talking thus far. Turns and just kind of makes his way, just kind of like doesn't notice actually, because you just seemingly doesn't notice, and just turns and walks out of the tavern. And the rest of the entourage, the other 5 individuals, get up and follow him out, gathering their things, and they all go running.
Do
out
any of the
towards
entourage have like coin purses on them or anything like that?
They do look like they have some coin purses
Rob
on them.
Blind.
I would like to take at least one. I don't want to go more than that, but I want to take at least one if I can as they walk by.
Okay.
I'm moving towards Tormund, so I'm just gonna kind of quick step to the side as they walk by, and just the last guy try to snatch it from him.
Okay. Yep. Seems like a not a let me see, like a half giant individual who's kind of like walking behind the rest, kind of making these large sounds as he's walking towards the exit. Again, they're all wearing like gaudy armor that's not real armor. It's more ornamental and just trying to look fancy and look powerful, even though they're really not. So yeah, go ahead and make another sleight of hand check.
Yo.
25.
One of my specialities.
Speciality.
Yeah. Okay. So you manage to undo it, the clasp from the belt, and just slide it off and move it to the side.
All right, and then I'll step up to Tormund. Oh, is everything all right, Tormund? I was concerned for a second.
Yeah, we're good. Though I'm not really sure about Jahir. He doesn't really seem like he's there.
Ooh, you'll have to tell me more on the walk over to the docks. And then
I love the way you phrased that.
Flip the platinum to the host guy.
Yep. Oh. He does a low bow to you.
Well handled, my man. That was impressive. I like the way you carry yourself. I'll be back to dine and wine here in a fine manner, and I hope to see you again.
Oh, you don't need to whatever you wish.
I'll be back, and I hope to see you again.
Oh, please don't. Okay.
Is that a threat?
And then I smile.
Black starts saying it like it's a
good
threat.
in the world.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
He is. He is. saying
Oh,
it's a
it
threat.
absolutely was. All's good. All right, Tormund, Xander, let's jet. I'm interested in seeing this Barnabas Green character.
Okay. So you guys exit the tavern. We cut to the other group briefly. We can... I know it's getting the quarter.
I'm dying. I got
Always the military's fault.
it is the military's fault.
Can you hold on for another like 15 minutes?
Yeah, like 10, 15, sure.
Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah,
even
sure,
outside of the game.
that's
There's
fine.
10, 15.
That's fine.
Okay, sure.
It's gonna be out.
Oh man. You know what? You can go ahead and sleep as long as you can hear what's going on. That's all I care about. I just want you to be
I can
here.
hear
For,
everything.
Just,
okay.
Just
I can
rest
hear
your
everything.
eyes.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's part of
is
the
Black
military.
Star.
He can hear everything. He just needs to go to the CIA and he'll be able to get the game.
That's right.
Little do we know that Alex is actually playing himself as Black Star in the game. It's fine. Okay. So Razir and Louise, obviously prior to this, you guys headed out of the back door, right? So you headed around the back of the tavern. Nobody stopped you. Nobody kind of paid you any mind. You had your brief interaction with Karina, and then headed out to the behind the building. Where are you heading from here?
Well, we're trying to follow the owner. I don't
So
remember,
he exited
remembers
the
him.
front of the tavern.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
go
headed
around.
toward the docks. So
Okay.
10,
So-
15
And I mean,
seconds later,
he
whatever
did
it was.
seem like a rather flamboyant man.
Yeah, out the back, so it's not clear we're like following him out the back, and then through an
I mean,
alley
plus-
to get to the lane he
what-
was in.
Yeah.
Plus pass without trace.
Yeah. We have best without traces.
So
Alright,
we,
so
we
as you
go where
head-
we please.
As you head towards him, go
Last
ahead
stand.
and make a stealth check.
He just walks
The
out and
two of them.
flies right up. Right up.
Oh, I wonder if he has the ring.
I am gone. That is a 33.
33.
Oh,
God.
I almost rolled super well.
Ooh, 19. Okay. All right. I mean, that's still 19's not terrible, by any stretch of the imagination. So, you guys head out. You circle around the left-hand side of the tavern and out, and there is a small crowd, probably 40, 50, 60 people that are like at the edges of the docks, looking out at this large, for lack of a better word, steamship, or steamboat that's here. And what you see is this individual who you're tracking, who you heard his name at one point. Somebody called him Duran. That's about all you know as far as his name is concerned. I'm just saying the name so you can write it down if you've...
Duran and Jareem.
It's Jareem, and this is Duran.
Nice.
He walks out kind of like behind the crowd and just stands there behind the crowd and looks out over what's happening, which is a small procession is coming off of the steamship. It's not actually steam, but I'm going to call it that just because it gives it the visual.
Yeah.
There's probably about 15 or 20 individuals that are very clearly dressed in black cloaks and that are etched and trimmed with gold and yellow, that are all around the hoods. But there is a central individual that is not dressed the same, although he does have a cloak on and completely obfuscates the features of the face. Kind of like how the Sith has it pulled. They have it pulled so far down that you can't like see what's going on in here, right?
So
Just
we
kind of like a
found Palpatine.
even has the hands kind of folded inwards, kind of like what Duran is doing, similar to that, but all black and very long and like baggy.
Can we see the lightsaber at his hip? Or no?
He hides it in his sleeves.
This
100%.
individual stands out like a sore thumb because although they did not have any yellow etching or anything, it's just a black cloak, and they appear to stand about 9 feet tall as they walk off the boat and step down onto the docks, and just with a very, very even gait, kind of walk forward a bit. I'll have the two of you make perception checks, please.
I'm taller.
Taller than 9 feet?
When he wants to.
14 and 14.
14.
Okay. So it looks like there are it's not just a set of stairs that leads down off this boat onto the dock, but there is a very, very large ramp that's been placed kind of on a diagonal because the ship doesn't quite fit into the space that's here, right? And on the ramp they have a cart that somebody is wheeling with like this horse, like a very, really large horse and a large cart that's kind of coming up over the side of the boat and down onto the dock. In the back of the cart, there is an oblong, almost like a gem that looks like it's maybe 4 or 5 feet tall, and it looks like a diamond kind of, but like really long and elongated, so like wider at the top and smaller at the bottom. It's black, but it has this like electricity and blue energy that's kind of radiating around it and kind of giving off this like energy. And there are chains, a ring at the top that are kind of attached in the 4 corners of the cart that are holding it in place, essentially. There's 2 people that are on the back of this cart that are holding onto not the we'll call it the gem, but the chains itself, kind of trying to steady it as it's going up and over this and as it gets down onto the dock, following this procession as they head off of the dock and out into the town itself. And they are heading in a direction where they'll be passing directly by you. The crowd parts as this procession is made. Nobody's like clapping or cheering or really being like, they were excited to see what this was. And now it's like everybody here knows this is a procession of Chainless, right? That's just, everybody knows that. And no one seems to be overly afraid, but nobody's making any kind of wild noises to try and draw attention to themselves either. So they're just, the crowd separates, and this group of Chainless and this figurehead kind of steps through and begins to make their way past you. Is there anything you're doing? Or so that I know that the purpose of this was coming to watch Joran, but he just stands there and moves to the side with the rest of the crowd that are here as these individuals begin to make their way past.
Definitely move out the way and try and stand behind somebody.
Okay. So you guys move out
Try
of the
to
way.
blend into the crowd.
Yep. And you already rolled your stealth check, so that's perfectly fine. So you move into the crowd. They move through. There is, hard to say. There is a, come on now. There it is. Just a light humming coming from all of the individuals as they're passing by. And you can't help but, Razir experienced this in the woods back in the day, which is only a couple weeks ago for Razir. Most of the Chainless that you've come across, some of them have hummed this song. But not to this extent. This carries through, and you almost hear the people around you begin to hum the song, even though they're not members of the Chainless. It's almost like this eerie, piercing, siren-like call that's coming from these individuals as part of the procession. I would like both of you to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh, biscuits.
Is this considered to be a spell?
This is not a spell.
Not a spell, so I don't get my advantage from the
Correct.
center. All right.
Oh no!
Oh, you're so close to an 18 on my screen.
Mm-hmm. I also almost rolled really well.
As the procession continues and you hear the sound of this gem reverberating with energy as it gets closer and closer to you, you feel the town begin to ripple with this song very, very, very lightly as it just carries throughout all of the buildings. Like people open windows and just stare blankly as this procession makes its way through. As this very large individual makes their way through, they're not like looking at anyone, they're not doing anything untoward towards anyone. It's just they have an incredible presence that they carry with them, and you can hear the of this crystal as it gets nearer and nearer to you. And as you look, as this 9-foot-tall individual passes you, the one thing that you catch on the back of their cloak is a 7-pointed red crown, very clearly printed on the back of their black cloak.
Oh no.
And that
Oh my god.
is where we're going to end
Shameless
tonight's
stupidity.
session.